Hey guys, so I am back for another reading. I'm so excited to do this one for you. I've actually been listening to a lot of Lil Peep all day. I mentioned him before in videos. I love his music, so it put me in definitely a mood for kind of talking about lost love and exes and all of that. So we're gonna do another reading about that. This is going to be you versus them. How do they feel about you versus them? So it's great for a third party situation. You know, if you're in a super committed relationship and it doesn't apply, then maybe this is the one to sit out. But if you have had any situation where there's like an ex that moved on to someone else or cheated, or there's anyone you want to know about a comparison wise, or maybe, you know, maybe it's you're in a relationship with them and they have an ex and you want to know how they feel about both of you, then this is the one to listen to. So I'm really excited. I'm definitely feeling the vibe of the romantic readings lately. So let's get into it. I got new cupcakes today. So I don't know, these look like they have kind of like a fondant, I think, icing, but they are so super pretty. So this one is going to be number 1. It has a pink icing on it with like the little leaves as well, and like little, I guess those are edible pearls. Super pretty. Number 2 is purple and same details. It's nice and soft like a cupcake. And number 3 is red, kind of like an orange red. Looks really good. And finally, number 4 is white. So, yep, this is like the super realistic, expensive, premium cupcakes that would cost a lot at a bakery. But anyway, I will be quiet now and let you guys tune into the energy. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to decide. If not, feel free to rewind and pause and spend a little more time on each of the piles. But let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey pile 1, so if you guys picked this pink cupcake, this is going to be your reading. They did such a great job. It really looks like one of those really fancy bakery like frosting jobs, you know, where they will pipe on the flowers and stuff. So they really kind of went above and beyond on that. And pink is the color of love, so it really bodes well for a love reading. I am going to do a live shuffle this time because I really liked how that went last time. So we are going to do another live shuffle love reading, and we're going to find out from Spirit, how did pile 1's person feel about them first? How did pile 1's person feel about them? So there was a lot of sexual attraction. I can feel that already. How did pile 1's person feel about them? Page of Cups, okay. Ace of Swords. Okay, so this person really wanted something to happen with you. I feel like right away I'm getting a vibe that maybe for some of you this relationship never fully got off the ground, or when this, if you guys did date, it's still a thing where like when this person thinks of you, they still feel that kind of early spark in the relationship, you know, like that early crush. You know, when you first meet someone and you like them and you're kind of looking at them and you guys are exchanging glances and you're kind of nervous to talk to them, and you know, you're wondering like, well, what are their secrets, or what are they gonna be like? And that's kind of like the part most people love the most, I feel like, about a relationship. And then, you know, usually just as a matter of, you know, what happens, it moves into the stage where you get really comfortable around them and you just kind of chill, and it's like, oh, I don't mind wearing my old sweatpants in front of this person or whatever. And that is awesome too. But I think this person, for some of you guys, this relationship never coalesced into anything more than a crush on their end, or I guess both ends. But for others, if you did have a relationship, this person still thinks of you with that early spark, with that early crush, that early like nervous, excited energy, curious energy. This person still thinks of you in a very like energetic way, I guess. They haven't moved on into the kind of complacency stage in a relationship where they're just expecting things to stay the same, I guess. I feel like this person, so this is definitely a third party situation. We got the third party card. Do you have anything else to say, Spirit, about how pile one's person, how do they feel about them? Okay, so we got the Page of Cups and we got the King of Cups. How do they see pile one? And we got the Ace of Cups. So this person has a lot of their emotions invested in you, which doesn't surprise me with the Ten of Swords. So I feel like they are, how do they feel about, let's see. How do they feel about the relationship ending? Oh, okay, we got the Devil reversed. So I feel like, first of all, this person has a lot of sexual desire for you. That's coming through, definitely. But I also feel like this person is definitely upset about the relationship ending. And I feel like they're blaming someone. It could be themselves. It could be someone else. It could be you. It could be anyone. But they are definitely upset about things ending and about not being in contact with you. I feel like almost they're angry. Like I'm feeling an angry emotion. Can you give me more guidance, Spirit? Like, how is this person feeling? Yeah, they're upset. They are angry. Like, I feel like I don't know how to describe this feeling that I'm getting. Like, it's like I feel like they didn't expect it to go this way, and they're mad about it for some reason. Like sometimes when someone doesn't expect it to happen, they're sad, they're depressed, but this person is almost like they're outraged is the way to describe it. You know how like you go out to like a fancy restaurant or something and the waiter gives you really horrible service or something, or gives you the totally wrong entree and you end up waiting, for 2 hours to get your meal, and you just have that feeling of like, oh my God, I was not expecting this. This is crazy. And you're kind of indignant. Like that's the feeling I'm getting, of like, they just thought something else was going to happen and they're not like wistful or crying about it. They are mad about it. They are like, I feel like maybe they are sad, but they're bypassing that to go into anger. I don't know who they're blaming though. I don't know if they're blaming themselves. I don't know if they're blaming you or someone else. I feel like they're just angry. They're just indignant. Can you give more clarity? How does pile two's person feel? Yeah, the Chariot, like this person expected things to move forward a lot. With the Two of Cups coming out, I think they really felt super drawn to you. I think like they, that's more of like a soulmate, soul union card. So I feel like with so much cup energy coming out, this person was very emotionally tied into you guys. It's funny because I am getting a vibe that, like I said, for a lot of you, this relationship never fully got off the ground, never really took off because it still feels like an early crush. And yet so much of their emotion is very much tied into you already. You guys have a very deep connection. Even though a lot of times, those deep connections may happen later on in the relationship where, you open up and you learn this person's history and their family or whatever. And that's when you really invest your emotions. But this person's emotions are already very much invested. And I do see that sometimes in like soulmate relationships or twin flame or crushes that are more spiritual in nature, because I think a lot of crushes are our intuitive selves picking up on someone's energy and pulling us to them like a magnet, So I feel like even though it's a crush, it can still be a very deep connection, almost unconscious. And on the astral plane, there can be a lot of connection. And sometimes, a lot of people say, when I met that person, I felt like I knew them. And it's like, yeah, because you did, because y'all were hanging out on the astral plane and you knew each other very well. You already knew each other's favorite like ice cream flavor and everything. You didn't need to have those conversations. So that's why you were upset when the crush didn't work out is because like, yeah, it was a connection that was more spiritual in nature than being happening in the 3D. Of course, that it depends on the situation. Not every crush is that important, but I feel like this was one of those. Like, this person, I feel like they felt very magnetically drawn to you. Like, it's like I'm hearing like a moth to a flame. So it's almost like they couldn't stay away from you. I feel very curious. I feel like they were very curious about you. And I feel like they still haven't scratched that itch. Like, to them, they are still wondering what you're up to, wondering what you're doing. I feel like in a way, they're very mad that they never got to that level of intimacy with you that they wanted. Like, I feel like they would want to know. Like I said earlier, their favorite ice cream on the astral realm, but for most of us, especially if you don't regularly meditate or do psychic work, like, you're not going to know that consciously, right? And it's different when someone confirms it to you in person and is like, yeah, oh, I love Rocky Road. And you're like, okay, now I really know them. And this person is very upset that it never got to that point, or that they didn't get to know you to the depth that they would have liked. I feel like they still really want to know everything about you. They're still so curious about you. They still have this very, like, just energy that, they want to know it all. They want to see you in a very, like, intimate way. And I feel like they feel almost like it was robbed from them or something. So again, there's this anger and like indignancy coming through. Like, they had thought this was going to happen and then it didn't. And I think they see you as very sexually attractive. So, that also, like I said, it's like one of those things that our conscious mind will give us a sexual attraction to someone because it's like a spiritual connection, but a lot of us aren't going to act on like the spiritual stuff. Like, a lot of people don't meditate, don't do stuff like that. It can be boring, but people will get up and like run around town and go to a lot of effort to get a pizza or to get like a sexual interaction with someone they like. So our higher selves know that they have to kind of dangle the lower self stuff, you know what I mean? If I'm making sense, like the lower chakra stuff, to get us to follow through on our higher chakra thing. So the more of the spiritual drive, like, they'll use our human drives to give us that. And I feel like that's why you are very sexually attracted to this person. This person is super sexually curious about you. I feel like they just feel like they never have been so sexually curious about someone until you. And I can still feel their energy. It's almost like this fiending energy where they're just like almost a little bit frantic. Like, they still want to know about you. I really would not be surprised in the slightest if this person was still checking your social media like a lot, like refreshing the page. I can see someone refreshing Instagram over and over, like just to see have they updated their story, have they updated a new photo. So again, some of you might not have social media. I feel like that would drive them even more crazy. Like, this person just really wants to know everything about you. They're probably checking your LinkedIn, checking to see if you have like a public Amazon account that they can creep on. Like, they really are curious about you. I feel like for them, it was like an itch that never got scratched. You know what I mean? And so it's just driving them crazy. If you've ever had like an itch that you can't scratch, maybe you, for some reason, like you're at a public event or something and you can't, start itching, and you have like a horrible bug bite, but you really want to itch and it drives you crazy, and you're like, if I could just itch it would be fine. And that's kind of how this person feels. Like, they are so frustrated that things never got off the ground and they never got to know you in the way they want. And I think especially sexually, it drives them crazy. They see you as very sexually powerful. I feel like they dream about sex with you, or they imagine that sex with you would be bomb, like just amazing, spectacular. So this person, I think, again, spirit kind of dangles sometimes sexual attraction, and that being super sexually drawn to someone, like that can be a spiritual thing. People will talk about like, well, it's just sex, but it's not. In my opinion, it is spiritual. It's kind of like, how do animals know how to mate? You know what I mean? Not to go down like a rabbit hole, but they are using deep intuition. They're using their intuitive system to know, like geese know to fly south for the, winter, and they know to mate in a certain way. Like, birds will do weird stuff like build a certain type of nest or do a certain type of dance. And that's all very unconscious, spiritual, intuitive stuff. And same thing as humans, we intuitively get drawn to people that we sense a spiritual connection with, but then we'll write it off as like, well, it was just sex, or I really wanted to have sex with them, or it was a crush. And some people do misuse sexuality and sleep around, and they don't care, and their emotions are not involved, and their heart chakra is very blocked off. But I don't think that's what was going on here. I feel like this person was specifically very sexually drawn to you and very sexually curious about you. It's almost like I'm feeling like they can't understand it. Like they're like, whoa, I'm not used to, this is not like their MO that, every day they're sexually obsessed with someone else. This was like a rare thing for them where they just couldn't get you out of their head. They were super sexually fixated on you. And so that's one of the reasons why they just don't even understand what happened. You know what I mean? They're kind of in shock. Like, what was I just hit by a car or something? Like, that's how they're feeling, is like, how did I get so messed up by this, and it didn't even coalesce into anything that huge, you know what I mean? So it's hard for them to understand why their emotions are so invested the way they are. I feel like in a way their emotions got awakened and opened up by this relationship in a way that it never had. And so for them, again, it's just, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of like WTF. So let's get into also the third party though. Let's find out about this third party. Can we go into the feelings pile one's person has for their third party? The third party, we need to know. The third party has joined the party. Okay, so we got the moon reversed. One card at a time. Okay. Okay. So for some of this, what is the third party? How do they feel about the third party? How do they feel about this third party? Okay, so we got the 10 of Cups, we got the Empress, we got the Knight of Cups, we got the Lovers, and we got the Wheel of Fortune, and we got the 8 of Wands. Any more cards? Temperance. Okay, so I feel like, first of all, this person may be starting or have started a family with this person. I feel like the person they're with, the person they're with could be very powerful. I don't know. The person they're with could be kind of a little bit, controlling or kind of bossing them around a little bit. I'm not totally sure. I'm going to ask for more clarification, but I feel like the person they're with, maybe a big reason why they're with them is just the idea of like starting a family with them, and maybe this person kind of opens that opportunity for them. With the moon reverse, it's making me feel like they do feel like there's an aspect of them being miscalculating this whole situation, because the moon reverse can talk about delusion and not seeing a situation clearly, and kind of the lower aspects of like water energy, like being a little bit delusional or wishful thinking or whatever. So I feel like that might have been an aspect of what they're talking about with this relationship. Like maybe with this person, they misread the situation. Can you give me one more clarifying card? What can you clarify? The Empress. Clarify the Empress. Okay, we got Death. One more card. Clarifying the Empress. Okay, so yeah, this person does feel like this person kind of, I don't know, bosses them around. I feel like this person that they're with is somehow like powerful in some way, and maybe gives them a portal into like a different life. It could be that the person that they're with, provides financially or something, or gives them some kind of a status that they wouldn't have had. So I feel like it's almost a situation where, their heart isn't as in it as much. They are just benefiting from like what this person can give to them, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, I feel that the situation with you, there was a lot more emotional investment in things. And now it's kind of like, well, I have to, be very rational about this situation. I have to think about what benefits me. It's kind of like all of us would love to be painters or like artists in some way, but most of us have to pay the bills at a 9 to 5 and go work as an accountant. But, you would never do accounting as a hobby, but you have to be practical and do it for career, to make money. And I feel like that may be kind of what's going on in this person's head with this relationship, is like they needed someone to have a relationship that would benefit them. And I'm talking about, the brass tacks of the relationship, not the romantic aspects, but like, how do you pay the bills? Where do you live? Do you live in a nice house? Do you live in a rundown house? Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Does this person pay for things for you? You know what I mean? And I think that may be some of the factors that are why maybe the person they're with, kind of makes their life easier, is what I'm getting. Can you give me more guidance from these cards about their relationship, the third party relationship? Why are they with the third party? Why are they with the third party? Yeah, so we got positive movement forward, recognition and reward, prosperity begins. Trapped in fear, solitude reversed, that flew out, but we also got wisdom that flew out, and I think that's also reversed, and love begins reversed. So I feel like what they're saying is, yeah, this relationship that they're with, I feel like, I'm not saying that the person that they're with is like a millionaire, billionaire kind of a situation, but I feel like the person that they're with is just very, how do I describe this? I feel like that the person that they're with is almost the energy of someone who just kind of knows what to do in life. You know what I mean? And just kind of almost bosses people around, or just, I almost feel like this relationship started where the partner that they're with just kind of sought them out, pursued them, and made things really easy. Like maybe they were out at a bar and this person just approached them, and next thing they knew, they were going on a date, and then next thing they knew, they were heading into a relationship, and then next thing they knew, they were engaged. You know what I mean? Whereas with you, I think there was such this magnetic pull and this like being drawn in, but it never coalesced. It wasn't easy. It wasn't like just free flowing, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like swimming against the current or swimming with the current. I almost feel like this person almost just got sucked in, kind of like this boat just going along with the current, just like, oh, okay, yep, oh, okay, yep, now we're engaged, okay, that's fine, oh, now we're married, or whatever. Like, I feel like this person, it's almost like this Empress energy or the third party energy. I'm feeling like they already had a very fully formed life. Like they already had maybe some kids, or a good career or living situation. Like maybe they had a really nice apartment or a really nice house, or just a house. And, maybe that was even an upgrade for this person, but it's almost like they just made it very easy. And it was like just clicking that puzzle piece into place, no effort, And so I feel like this person almost is saying they just kind of fell into it. Like they didn't actively seek this out. It wasn't something that they, tried to, like, had to take effort to go into. It was just something that just kind of like, okay, next thing I know, like, this is how it's happening, I've had friendships like that where, like, I met someone and, I was like, okay, they're fine. And then, maybe they hit me up to go out. And then next thing I know, it's kind of like, oh, actually, we're really close. And we've been hanging out a lot. And, they have like a bunch of things going on, a bunch of activities, and kind of like they always invite you out. And next thing you're like, oh, well, we've hung out a few times this month, and now I'm going to their birthday party, and now we're like best friends, or something like that, Like I feel like this person just kind of got swept away by this third party. I feel like this third party made it very easy to have everything work out. And I feel like this person with wisdom reversed, their higher self, is acknowledging that they're not they're not taking like an active role in this, and that they weren't thinking that clearly. Like, I feel like this is the kind of relationship, if I'm being perfectly honest, if I was giving this as a reading, I wouldn't be as blunt, but because I would try to, you know, frame it a little more positively, but I am a blunt person, you know, but I mean, this is like cruising for a bruising energy in my mind. Sometimes these relationships do work out, but I find most of the time when it's this kind of a situation where someone makes it so easy and the other person's just like, okay, yeah, I guess, that ends up being, you know, 10 years down the line, the person that was just kind of pulled in starts getting very like rebellious, kind of angry. They're like, wait, I didn't choose this life. I'm hearing that line from like the Talking Heads song. I forget the name. Once in a Lifetime. That's like, I forget the exact lyrics, but it's like, where am I? This is not my beautiful life. This is not my beautiful house. Like, it's kind of like you wake up one day and you don't even recognize what you've created or who you are. And you're like, wait, this is totally different than what I ever wanted. And, you know, it's not to blame the person that put everything in line, but I've just seen that happen so many times in those relationships where the person who gets swept in becomes very like ungrateful and kind of resentful. Like, they're like, wait, you didn't really give me a choice in this. Which is not fair, because it takes two, and you know, you have to be active in defining what you want in your life. But that's the pattern I've always seen. Like, it always leads to a lot of dysfunction and a lot of anger on both sides, because, you know, neither one is happy with the power dynamic. So I feel like that's what's happening. And right now this person is in the stage of kind of like enjoying this, like they are enjoying the fruits of this other person's labors. Like I said, I feel like this person just had a built-in life. Maybe they had a lot of friends, or they had like a good setup or something, and this person, your person, just found it really easy. They were just like, oh, okay, dope, like perfect. And you know, it's just kind of like they just were the puzzle piece that just got pressed in. Can you give us more guidance on how pile one's person feels about the third party? So yeah, I feel like that's a good example. Like in this card, the Seven of Swords, but you can see this woman already set the table. It's already ready to go. She already has like a beautiful house, and everything is already like lined up. The food's ready, and they're just waiting for the food to be served, and there's like empty chairs. And I feel like that's kind of what happened. Like, your person just kind of came down and sat down there, but like the house, everything was already lined up, you know? So how are they going to feel down the line 10 years when they're like, wait, I don't actually like this decoration. I don't want a blue room. I don't want blue everything. I don't want an ice sculpture of a naked woman in the middle of the table. I think these paintings are ugly or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? This person right now is in that energy of just kind of looking around the room and being like, oh, nice. Oh, okay, great. This is perfect. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see kind of how that coalesces. But we also got the Three of Pentacles. And we got the Eight of Cups. I feel like your person, like, it's funny, now we can see a guy who's like choosing between two women or kind of flirting with both of them. I feel like your person is maybe attractive, or they have a really good body. Maybe they work out a lot, or they're into fitness or something. Or they're just an attractive person with an attractive natural build. I don't know. But I feel like they kind of were aware that they had this magnetism that they could use. Like, it didn't come out of the blue. It wasn't kind of like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this person is into me. Like, whoa, this is just not what I expected at all. Like, it was something that they definitely knew that they definitely knew that they had this stuff to offer. So we also got the Three of Wands, which is the same kind of vibe that I was talking about, where this is someone who's like flirty, has a lot of magnetism, and kind of knows it. But I feel like with you, the feeling I'm getting is it was very different. And they almost felt like they could never, where they're usually very good with people and usually very charismatic and able to kind of like turn on the charm. With you, I feel like you were like this enigma that they never got to figure out is the energy I'm getting. But it's interesting doing this reading and switching back and forth between the energy, because the energy I feel when I tune into your connection with this person is so different from the energy I feel towards this third party. I almost feel like I'm hard, like they don't have a lot, if I'm being honest, they don't have that much emotion towards their third party. When I tune into their energy towards the third party, what I'm getting is a lot of mention of like kind of material things, or like, we're going to that party on Saturday, I'm really excited. Like I'm seeing an image of like a day planner that's filled, like you know, where someone will write like Tuesday 7 p.m. drinks with Bob, or like, you know, Wednesday at 4 p.m. meeting, Wednesday at 6 p.m. margarita night or something. Like I feel like that's a big part of the reason, is that this person just, the third party had a lot to offer in their life. And I'm not just talking about materially, although I do think that played a role, but I'm not getting the vibe of like, you know, it was moving into a mansion in Beverly Hills, although it could have been. But I'm getting the vibe that this person just had a lifestyle that this person really liked, and they made it so easy. So it's kind of like this person was just like, okay, I'll just go along with it, whatever, you know. And so they're appreciating that now, but I'm not sensing a lot of love. So that's what's concerning to me. Like I would be like, I don't know about this if I was advising someone. And that was the energy I was picking up on. So we also got the 2 of Wands. Why don't we talk about pile 1's person's feelings towards them? What are their feelings towards them? Okay, so we got the 5 of Wands. What are their feelings towards them? What are their feelings towards pile 1's person? Okay, so Ace of Cups reversed, and we got the Chariot reversed. So we got the 4 of Wands reversed. This person really expected things to coalesce. So many reversals, and then Death reversed. So this person really expected things to coalesce, and the Ace of Pentacles to coalesce into something more. This person really thought that things were going to progress with the Chariot reversed, and with the 4 of Wands reversed. I really think that they thought that things were going to move into something that was a lot more serious, and something that, like, I still feel like, I feel like they think about you a lot. It's almost like they look back on their time with you as like a different world or something. And when they're with this other person, I feel like they're very focused on the other stuff, not the actual spiritual connection that you feel between two people, of like that energy flowing back and forth, that sacred romantic love energy that is so beautiful and so special. I'm not feeling that. Like, I'm really not. I'm not saying that. I'm just literally like kind of like baffled. Like, what is this? Like, is there any romance here at all? What is this? I don't even know. But it feels like this person has, like, again, I'm getting just, I feel like this person keeps them busy. They make it very easy. It's like they are enjoying that. I will say that this person is enjoying that it makes their life easy. They're enjoying the activities and kind of the extra stuff. Like, it's kind of like, you know, when you take a kid to like a play area at like a McDonald's or something, or a playground, and the kid is like, oh nice, I get to do that. Oh, I'm gonna try the slide, I'm gonna do the swings, and they're kind of running around trying all that stuff out, you know. But I wonder about what's going to happen in like 10 years time. Because if you've ever taken a kid to a playground or to one of those play areas, you know that after an hour, you know, they're pretty bored and they're like, let's go home. I want to go home. And it's like they're over it. They've played everywhere. They've done the ball pit. They've done the swings. They've done the slide. And they realize, oh, like, yeah, this was really cool when I first came in, but there's not that much to do here. And that's kind of like, you know, I always say, like, you can be bored in a mansion and you can be bored in a rundown apartment. You can be happy in a rundown apartment and you can be happy in a mansion. But, you know, and of course those things affect things. But I feel like at the core, there's a lot of lack of love in this relationship. I really feel like that. I feel like this person is very focused on the almost the superficial stuff of like, again, it's not so much like they're being a gold digger, although I guess some could think that, but it's more just they're focused on the other stuff of like, oh, this person makes my life really easy, and this person really likes that. It's so hard talking about this because there's like 3 people, so your person really likes that the third party makes their life really easy, and that the third party has so much going on and makes just like a lot of activities. And I feel like your person is used to being sexually attractive to people. They know that they have that to bring to the table. So it's kind of like they maybe accepted a while ago. Like they're not in shock about it. They're not like, I can't believe someone would treat me this way. They're like, yeah, of course they're going to pay for my meals. And of course, they would want to bring me into their friend group or whatever, because I mean, I'm used to this kind of a thing has happened to me. But they're definitely still in mourning the relationship with you, and I think maybe a little bit in denial about it with death reversed. I feel like they may have fantasies of like meeting you at like a high school reunion or at a bar or something, and you like, again, they're still very curious about you. They're still very like perplexed, or just they never really got to figure you out. And again, I feel like this is just different for them, because they are so used to being like this charismatic person that can turn on the charm and can get a lot of people interested in them. So for them, they just don't really understand why things didn't work out with you and why you weren't kind of fawning over them in the same way. So how does pile 1's person feel about their person, about their partner, the third party? How does pile 1's person feel about the third party? How does pile 1's person feel about the third party? Okay, so the silver waterfall. Any more cards? Soulmates reversed. How does pile 1's person feel like about the third party? The third party, how do they feel about the third party? Okay, so this is really, really, really interesting. So interesting. So the silver waterfall, a lot of these cards are kind of similar. The silver waterfall and the rainbow reviver, it just talks about the need for like a break or to rejuvenate yourself. So when you get those cards, they have slightly different meanings, but it's not really that relevant to go into. And the main theme for both is like just this rejuvenation. Like you need a little bit of a break, and you need to decompress and like de-stress and just kind of chill and relax and just take it easy, because maybe you're a little overloaded or something. And then the garden, again, like what's coming through in these cards is not how I'd always interpret it, but it's what's coming up for this reading and what Spirit is bringing to my mind. With the garden, it can mean a few different things, but one of the big things is it usually relates to masculine, feminine, but I'm being told don't bring up, it's not related to that this time. So the garden talks about your partner tending to you and really like looking after you. And when they do, the garden can bloom. Usually the garden is feminine and the male is the gardener, but I'm hearing for this reading, throw that out the window. In fact, it might even be flipped. So I feel like what's interesting about these cards, and with soulmates reversed, because that's reversed, it could be just that this person isn't their soulmate, or they may feel like they're soulmates in the temporary, but it's in reversal. So so I mean, reversals aren't necessarily great. But so with these cards coming out, I really feel like what they're saying is this person, it's almost like they're taking a break. Like they're almost with this person because of what this person can do for them, and because they like the rejuvenation. I feel like your person's third party looks after them and like takes care of them or does stuff for them. And so that's the reason why they're in that relationship. It's almost like they got tired of working or tired of trying in a certain area, and they just wanted an easy life. And so they needed to de-stress, they needed to chill, and that's where this relationship comes in, which again, I personally don't find that romantic. I would not be thrilled if that's what I got for my relationship reading, but to each their own. People have all different kinds of marriages, but this is not like, I don't think anyone's gonna write an epic, Russian novel about this, or even a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie. I don't think anyone is gonna write that about this, unless it's one of those like warning, scary Lifetime movies, like Lifetime Movie of the Week. Can we get cards about how they feel about pile 1? Okay, so I'm not surprised those came out. I'll go into those, so now we're doing cards for pile 1's person's feelings towards them. Pile 1's person's feelings towards them. Oh my God. Ooh, I feel like Spirit is calling this person out. With chivalry reversed, the distorted masculine. But how do they feel towards pile 1? We want to get into that. How do they feel towards pile 1? How do they feel towards pile 1? Any more cards? Oh, forgiveness. So this person's asking for forgiveness a little bit. So that's really interesting, because these two cards, when they come out for me personally, when I use this deck, it means that this person is just, you're like the center of this person's world. They see you as this kind of goddess energy, and this time it's flipped. And I feel like the thing is, what I'm getting is that this person does feel this way about you, but it's almost like they're trying to block it out. Now I can understand a little bit more of the anger I felt at the beginning of the reading, because I was kind of like, what is this? Like, why is there, I don't know. It just, the energy was a little bit weird to me, to be honest. Now I'm making sense of it. I feel like this person with you, it's almost like I'm seeing this person has blocked out part of their mind, or they are blocking out almost like their intuition or their deep soul drive. So I feel like they feel so drawn towards you, but they're trying to like push that down and run away from it and not acknowledge it. They don't want to go there. They know, their higher self knows that they should have acted better and maybe pursued this relationship more, but they're kind of looking for the easy way out a little bit. And that's what Spirit is acknowledging. We got self-respect and the distorted masculine. So you can see with self-respect, this guy's on a journey to self-respect. And honestly, I'm not trying to call this person out, but I feel like this person that you're tuning into, they need to be on a journey to some self-respect. There's nothing wrong with, asking someone for help with your bills if they, if they're your partner, or, there's different situations, I guess, where you might need help at a certain time in your life. But this vibe where this person is just totally kind of, I don't want to say leeching, but a little bit mooching off the other person, and there's no feelings. This is like a janked up marriage, in my opinion. So, I mean, I feel like Spirit is calling them out. They have chivalry reversed, the distorted masculine, and self-respect. Spirit is way more savage than I could ever be. Like, this is cracking me up, sorry. But, I mean, wow. I do think there is this aspect where a lot of you, I feel like maybe tuning into, the thing about the distorted masculine is it's all about, masculine energy is supposed to kind of provide, it's supposed to give, right? And feminine is supposed to receive. And this is, again, if you have a problem with it, I totally understand, but just take it up with like the ancient, people that made this up or discovered this. Like, take it up with the ancient spiritual leaders, not me, because I'm just repeating. I'm just the messenger. I did not invent this at all, okay? And it's based on biology, right? Like, during the sexual act, the dude gives, the woman receives. And of course, in relationships, maybe if you're in a same-sex relationship, you can have it be less gendered, or be, one person falls into each role or whatever. But I just feel like, so the role of the masculine is really more to, at least be able to provide a little bit. You know what I mean? At least not be mooching off. That's a weird kind of reversal. And I don't feel like this is a situation where they've decided like, okay, well, this person is going to fit into the masculine role. I feel like there's a lot of confusion going on here. There's a lot of just people doing what's easy and not really thinking this stuff through. It's very like non-evolved energy, like not conscious energy. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like they're just doing it to do it. It's actually, sometimes it's hard for me to tune in and do these readings because I'm like, these people are just being idiots. You know how like you watch a police chase or something? And, you know, the person's just driving all crazy and like driving on the other side of the road and then like going up the opposite way on a freeway ramp. And like you could try to tune into the energy, but at the end of the day, this person's just acting crazy. And there's really not that much explanation. They're not consciously deciding this stuff. They're doing very like distorted behavior. And that's kind of what this person is. I feel like they're just doing what's easy for them in the time being. But I feel like Spirit is saying that for those of you who are asking about someone with a masculine energy, that this is going to be part of their journey to step into their masculine energy. Because right now they're in a very distorted masculine energy where they are kind of more occupying the feminine role, but I don't feel like that's something they're embracing, like, oh, okay, you know, I'm okay with that and I'm fine. They're trying to be masculine in some ways, and then they're just very non-conscious, I guess, if that makes sense. And so they're kind of mooching. They're not really bringing a lot to the table, and I just feel like this is a recipe for disaster. And I feel like Spirit wants to bring this person into more of a chivalrous, gentlemanly role where they will be, you know, wanting to bring more to a partner. And I feel like if that happened and this person grew into their role, they definitely think about you a lot. But I honestly feel like many of you guys are going to be over it. Like by the time this person grows into this chivalrous role, if I'm being fully honest, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, who? Like by the time this evolution rolls around and this card gets flipped, you guys are going to be so invested in someone else, because I feel like you guys are on a much better track. But their higher self is asking you for forgiveness. They do feel a really deep connection to you, and I feel like they kind of spiritually tune into you, which doesn't surprise me. I actually feel like this person could be a bit of an energy leech, which doesn't surprise me now that I'm saying that, because they kind of are a money leech and they're just kind of leechy energy, to be honest. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of tune into your energy, because I don't think they're very satisfied with their third party's energy. I feel like they tune into, they get a lot of like finances, help around the house from their person. I feel like their partner, to be honest, kind of like does it all. Like I feel like their partner brings in money, cooks and cleans. It's like, what are you bringing to the table? What is this person bringing? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to be doing everything for my partner. Like, it's one thing to do a certain amount of things. It's a different thing to be doing absolutely everything and scrubbing things from head to toe and bringing in cash and doing it all. I mean, that's a lot. So I feel like this person gets some of those material world needs from their person, and then they come to you energetically for the like spiritual connection. So like they dream about you, they think about you, they could listen to music and think about you. They're still very curious about you, and they spend a lot of time looking at your social media and stuff, and trying to see what you're up to. And so they tune into your energy that way, and you might find yourself being like, why am I so randomly tired? Like, this is so weird. Or God, I can't stop thinking about this person tonight, and it's really distracting. And so you might think about, doing cord cutting rituals. Of course, it's totally up to you. I would never encourage someone to do that because it's something that is permanent, pretty much. I mean, you can reestablish them, but it's definitely something you want to take seriously. So if it's something you want to do, I've done them, and it's really helpful when there's something that you're just like, I want to end this, I'm done. But you definitely want to be in that place where you're certain that you're not having it anymore. So I feel like this person gets a lot of their emotions satisfied by you, and then they get their material needs satisfied by this other person. A lot of the reasons why they're with this person is just because of what this third party does for them. It's like, I'm hearing that, like, what can you do for me today? And so I feel like it's a kind of a selfish energy. And I'm not saying this person is like a horrible, nasty, greedy person. I just feel like sometimes when you haven't stepped into your power, for both men and women, we have to step into our power. And for a lot of men though, or the masculine energy, stepping into their power involves becoming financially independent or involves becoming self-sufficient. Like, you really can't, just being honest, you really can't fully be in like a masculine power energy if you're dependent on someone else. You can be in a powerful feminine energy and be dependent on someone else. And that's just because of the yin yang differences between the energies. One's Venus, one's Mars, one's, receptive, and one's giving. So, again, if you have a problem with it, please just take it up with ancient astrology and whoever stumbled across it all, because I did not decide it. But I just feel like for a lot of guys to be in this energy would be very, very distorted, extremely distorted. And for a woman, it also doesn't seem great, because I'm not picking up on a lot of love here. I'm not picking up on a lot of like, well, it's one thing to be like, thank you so much for providing me, and I'm so in love with you. You know what I mean? That's totally okay. But it's different when it's like, thank you for providing for me. I don't care about you at all. I couldn't care less. And thanks for making my life easy. Like, that's not healthy no matter who it is. So whether you're asking about a man or a woman, it does change the interpretation a little bit, or a masculine or feminine energy. It does change the energy of this a little bit, but either way, as I said before, I feel like this person is just cruising for a bruising. And I definitely feel like Spirit is calling out, if you're asking about a guy, which most of my viewers I think are women, but of course I love my male viewers as well. But if you are asking about a guy, Spirit's just calling them out hard in this, and they're not pulling any punches. So yeah, that's really interesting. So let me get a couple more final cards. What is going on? Any more final things you have to say about this connection, Spirit, about what's going on here? Contract reversed, anxiety reversed, adjacent possibilities reversed. How do they feel about pile one? How do they feel about pile one? Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so like I said, this person, first of all, does have a very spiritual connection towards you, and they very much tune into that very strongly. So again, if you guys would like to end that, you could. If you're okay with having them be able to tune into your energy whenever they like, then, keep those doors open. It's up to you. So we got third chakra Archangel Chamuel when it came to you. Chamuel is the angel of love. So this person really did feel very strongly towards you. I feel like their emotions towards you are just so much stronger. When I tune into their feelings towards you, it's almost like thirsty, hungry, like craving energy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they haven't scratched that itch. They haven't satisfied that need, and they're still in that like, I want it kind of energy. Whereas when I tune into their energy with their person, it's very like, whatever. I guess it's kind of even hard to read. It's like someone just mumbling and just doesn't really have much to say. They're just like, oh yeah, it's the situation and whatever, so there's way more emotion when it comes to you guys. And we got with patience reversed. I think that sums up maybe how this fell apart, is that this person didn't have patience. I feel like you guys kind of wanted this person to step forward towards you more strongly. Like, you guys wanted this person to come at you in a certain way. Maybe you guys have standards of like, I want someone to ask me out in a certain way, or I want someone to approach me in a certain way, or there was something about you guys, expected a certain level of behavior. And I feel like this person wasn't capable of living up to it, Honestly, some of these people might have some kind of, this will only apply to some, so take what resonates, but might have some kind of mental health issues, or just issues in general with, maybe being not, again, like I said, self-reliant. It doesn't have to be something super serious, but it could just be, sometimes ADHD people have, I have ADHD, and it gives you problems with executive functioning. So like scheduling and, like stupid, boring tasks. Can you tell that I hate them? I mean, I really hate like stuff like that. And that's typical of ADHD. But you know, you got to find a way to make it work in this world. And I just feel like this person has just been kind of lazy about dealing with this stuff and taking it seriously. And that might be why they were willing to fall into this, because I feel like it just, it's almost like they just took the easy way out. Can we get one more? How does pile one's person feel towards the third party? How does pile one's person feel towards the third party? Door to value. Okay. See, Spirit is not playing around. I love when you guys can see me do these live shuffles, so you can see that I am not making stuff up. I am not pulling out random cards on purpose. So we got Angel of Love, Rest and Rejuvenate in reverse. Anything else? So it's funny, third chakra, Archangel Chamuel and Angel of Love are kind of the same. So they both came out. Can you clarify again, what is their feelings towards the third party? So we got Gabriel and Blossoming Abundance. So we got a lot of cards about money in this, and that's just what I'm getting with this person. Also Rest and Rejuvenate. I feel like this person, the third party, just makes their life really easy. It just makes them have an easy life, and that's what they want. They just really right now are just kind of taking the easy way out. And a lot of times when that happens, you know, someone may think that money or that just an easy lifestyle will make you happy, but it really doesn't. You know, that can be kind of boring actually. And I feel like, in my opinion, you know, having that soul connection where you feel so drawn to someone is a lot more powerful. So it will be interesting to see how it shapes up. I do think, you know, Angel of Love came out again, which is the same thing as this card. So I don't know if it's a confirmation or they're saying that there is some love in this relationship. Let me get a card to clarify. Can you clarify the Angel of Love card? Is there love in that relationship? Can you clarify the Angel of Love card? Okay, we got Raphael. Can you clarify the Angel of Love? Door to personal healing and happiness, and indecision. So yeah, I mean, the feeling I'm getting is more of the indecision, and I feel like the door to personal healing is more that this person is really benefiting from this relationship. Like, you know, like we got so many abundant cards and stuff. I think we got most of the abundant cards, and that might be the leftover one that kind of applies. So I feel like with this relationship, it's almost like they just went along. I don't think they thought it through. I don't think they like mentally were like, okay, let me just really tune into this and make the best choice. I think it was just, they just kind of did it. And it's funny, like I heard someone talking about life, and they said like life just happens to you. And that's happened to me a few times in my life where it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess this will happen. But I always prefer the choices that happen when I really thought it through and I really know that's right for me. So I feel like this person, they just went along with what was easy, what was just there. They just kind of took it and ran with it. So I'm not feeling the vibe that there's a lot of love. I feel like this was connected to Chamuel. So I feel like, again, this I think is the first love card we got for their whole relationship. So I really do feel like Spirit is just kind of saying that for them, this was an easy choice. They just kind of took the easy way out. I do feel like when I tune into their feelings towards you, it's almost like they become very agitated. Their feelings towards you are very almost frantic or desperate, or they're still very curious. And I definitely feel like they have a lot of emotion towards you. And when I tune into their feelings towards their person, it's just very muted, very kind of flat. It's almost hard to tune in. Like it's like, you know, someone speaking in a whisper. Like that's how little emotion there is. So it's very interesting. Their feelings towards you are magnified like 100 times more than their feelings towards the person. I mean, I could just like, their feelings towards you are like someone screaming into a loudspeaker, and their feelings towards their person are like someone just whispering from across a room. So, you know, that should tell you guys how much more emotion they have towards you. So yeah, this was a really interesting reading, you guys, and I'm interested to see how this ends up in like 10 years. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say this is the energy that I would be like, hey, you guys will be together forever and let's save a piece of that wedding cake and celebrate at your 10-year anniversary because I know y'all are going to work out. I would be a little concerned if I picked up on this in a reading. Actually, I'd be very concerned. So, yeah, so I'm definitely not going to be placing a bet for these guys to end up together, at which point you very well might have this person, hit you up again because their feelings for you are still so strong. And I still feel like they're very impatient and very, like I said, agitated and fixated on you a little bit. So it's very interesting. So I really hope this resonated, you guys. Please let me know if it did. Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious about this situation. I really, really am. So let me know. And also make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. I post every few days. So if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed. Sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey pile 2, so if you guys picked this purple cupcake, this is going to be your reading. They did a great job on the detail on here. It's super detailed and it really looks like even the piping underneath looks like one of those cupcakes in an expensive bakery that you would find. So we are going to do another live poll this time. I really liked how that went last time. So we are going to find out, first of all, how does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? Ooh, one card at a time, Spirit. How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? Okay, so we got the Emperor. How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? Two of Pentacles. We got the King of Cups and we got the Three of Pentacles. How does pile 2's person feel towards pile 2? Okay, so we got the Five of Cups reversed, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So I feel like this person, I don't know if this person is like powerful in their life or something. With the Emperor and with the King of Cups, they may be kind of like a powerful person usually in their world or something, or maybe you feel powerful, or I mean you make them feel powerful. I'm not sure, but they are bringing up, a broken heart with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups. I feel like maybe this person is talking about feeling a little bit overwhelmed by responsibilities and stuff. That's kind of something that is coming up. And with the Two of Pentacles, there may have been a little bit of a difficulty balancing like work and home life or work and social life. How do they feel though? What are their feelings towards pile 2? What are their feelings? So we're just getting a lot of cards about, like I said, having a lot of responsibilities, having a lot of balls in the air, feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Spirit, we need some feeling cards. I'm going to keep badgering you until you give me some feeling cards. How do they feel towards pile 2? Wow. So I feel like this person is acknowledging that they didn't handle things correctly and that they didn't see things as they should have at the time. Like I feel like with so much of these cards that really are speaking about responsibilities and stuff, that may have been why things didn't work out. Sometimes, I've told you guys I do these readings and I ask Spirit for a question, but when there is a spirit that really wants to come in, a lot of times they're like, screw your questions, and they just talk about what they want to. So I'm wondering if maybe that was one of the reasons why things didn't work out with you and why they ended up with this third party, is because they were feeling so overwhelmed by other stuff they had in their life. It's kind of like maybe they are focusing on building something. Maybe they have a demanding job that might have brought them together with this person. I do feel like with the King of Cups, they did have emotions towards you. And the Knight of Swords, there was a desire. There's a lot of, I feel like this person really wants to talk to you, which again, I also often see in readings where they just take it over and I'm asking questions and they're like not answering them and they're talking about what they want to. You know, that happens in those kinds of readings. It's when they have a lot to say and they really want to speak to you in person. And when they've been thinking over, like, what would I tell them? I feel like this person is trying to explain to you why things didn't happen, which is not the questions we're trying to find out. So I appreciate them coming through with it, but I mean, we also need to get to this third party thing. So, you know, I'm trying to steer this, but they do what they want to do. I do feel like this person really dreams and imagines talking to you. Like, I feel like they probably have had this conversation with you in their head 5 million times, you know? They probably have imagined what they would say to you and you being like, but that doesn't make sense. And then what they would say next, you know what I mean? Like, they really imagine the conversation and how it would go down and what you would say next and their response and then your other response and then their response. Like, they really have thought about talking to you and it's almost like this frantic. So what exactly do you want to say to pile 2? What did you want to say to pile 2? They're saying that they're sorry, and we just pulled the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like this person has to focus on finances right now, and it's like they've had to focus on achievement and getting things done, and that's why you guys aren't together. Okay, so even though you're not talking about feelings, I'm guessing what you're telling me is that you had a lot of feelings. You had a lot of feelings for this person. So we got the Ace of Swords, and we just got Justice. So no cup cards are coming out, but I can't imagine why this person would be so desperate to speak to you, which we see with the Ace of Swords again, if you guys didn't have, if they didn't have a lot of emotion towards you. I mean, I'm pulling like so many cards and I'm just not seeing the kind of cards that like I would really expect to see when there's a ton of emotion, and yet I can feel their emotion. It's coming through more like panic though, which is interesting. So I feel like with the Magician and with the Seven of Pentacles, they're just trying to tell you that they have a lot of work to do and a lot of things that they're trying to focus on their life, and they're really apologetic towards you. When I asked for a channeled message, they told me I'm sorry. So I feel like this person is saying, is that right? Are you guys apologizing? They're saying they're not quite apologizing, okay, but that they are wanting you to know what was going on. They feel like it's not like they're trying to tell me they didn't do anything wrong, and they want you to know that as well, that they are just they have to focus on this and they don't have a choice. So, you know, this is very interesting, but we're trying to go to a third party reading. So I really would like this person to cooperate. Can you please tell me your feelings for this person? Okay, so they are telling me about you that they do have very deep feelings towards you. And they are telling me that you would never accept them as they are anyway, that they have a lot of stuff that they have to fix in their life, and they know it and they're working on it, and you should be understanding is what they're telling me. I feel like for some of you, you guys might have even had a conversation with this person, or something may have come up, like where, you know, this person went to go buy you dinner and their credit card got declined, or I don't know, or you were like, you have that major in school, maybe you should try medical school instead or something, you know what I mean? Or they feel like there is some judgment that you would have, or maybe you guys came from a wealthy background or something. This person feels like they would not be good enough for you in the state that they were, and that's why things didn't get off the ground with you. But their feelings towards you were kind of like, whoa, they were kind of in awe of you. I feel like this person, that's why the Emperor came up as the first card, is they feel like they need to get into the Emperor role in order to be with you, in order to be your equal. It's funny the Empress didn't come up, but they're very much talking about themselves. That's why I kept asking how they feel about you, and they're just telling me about like what's going on in their life, which kind of frustrating, but we'll go with it. So they just want you to know that they are working to get there. So how do you feel about pile 1? How do you feel about pile 1? they're telling me that like they just think you're amazing and they need to step themselves up to get there. Oh my God, Knight of Pentacles, so confirmation. How do you see pile 1? How do you see pile 1? How do you see, we got the King of Pentacles. Oh my God, I just love when they they just take over these readings and they just don't cooperate at all. How do you see pile 1? How do you see pile 1? How do you see pile 1? I am going to find out for you guys. We are going to get an answer. Okay, the Lovers came out. How do you see pile 1? How do you see pile 1? How do you see pile 1? And I'm not taking any more Pentacle cards that aren't related to you guys. So, can you... Okay. So this person, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like this person, they're so focused also on themselves and on their own lack that it's hard to even get a straight answer out of them. I feel like they feel very drawn to you on a very intuitive level. It's kind of like their conscious brain is not, I'm hearing like it has not entered the chat. You know what I mean? So it's almost like they're so drawn to you, but it's on a deep, deep level. And I think it's sparked in them. It's almost like this feeling of insecurity or competition, or where they're like, I have to step it up. I've got to get up there. Like, I feel like they perceive you as someone also who has other suitors or something, where they would need to compete with those other people for your time and attention. And there's a lot of this fear of your judgment. I'm actually going to put the cards back because I pulled out so many that I'm going to shuffle separately for piles, the third party, even though usually I can do it all in one, but your person is very difficult, so we're doing it this way. But yeah, so I feel like they right now are telling me that they couldn't focus on you. They couldn't give their everything to you because they had to focus on themselves and their job and their career. And it's almost like this frantic energy I'm getting where they're like, I need to get this done. I need to accomplish this. It's not like they're like, yeah, I'd really like to become promoted and I really, have a few goals. It's like they are obsessed and they need to get it done and they really just don't care. They need to make it happen and they're just desperate for it. So we're going to shuffle some cards to get a grasp on how pile 2 feels about their third party. So please stay on topic this time, pile 2, and please do not talk about your own career life or anything like that because it's boring and we don't care and we're trying to find out about emotions. So thank you so much for cooperating in advance. Like, how do you feel about your third party, pile 2? The third party. How do you feel about them? Not your career. Not your career. How do you feel about the third party? Oh my God. It's the same exact cards. See, you guys, I can't make this stuff up. Like sometimes people will accuse readers of like pre-pulling cards. Why would I even pre-pull these cards? Oh my God. Let's focus on the situation. Pile 2, how do you feel about the third party? How do you feel about the third party? I don't know. Maybe for some of them, there wasn't a third party. I don't know why this person is going so off topic. How do you feel about the third party? Okay, so we do have some negative cards coming through. So maybe this person feels like they made a mistake. I feel like this person is very status conscious and they're very aware of like the timeline of what they're supposed to be working on. I feel like this person cares very much about public recognition. What they're acknowledging to me, if you guys are asking about a third party, because I feel like this might be my deck that some of y'all picked that are just like, I don't really have a third party, but I'll just watch the video, which I totally get. I do that with pick a cards too, but if you guys are asking about an actual third party situation, I feel like this person is, first of all, they're very focused on themselves, to be honest, like the little selfish energy. And I'm not just saying that because I'm annoyed with them for not answering my questions. I'm genuinely saying that. And I feel like this person, though, they're very focused on status and how they are perceived publicly. They're very aware of the timeline of like, okay, I need to get married at this age, and I need to get this kind of a job at that age, and I need to, have this kind of an Instagram. And so maybe the reason why they're with their partner is because they, the Queen of Pentacles just came out. Oh my God. Maybe their partner is also very successful or also very focused on their career and stuff. I feel like this person is just, they're looking for ways to like move their life forward. They're looking for ways to fit into, this certain goal set that they have for themselves. And so they're trying to find a partner that will like assist them with that. And I feel like that's a major reason why if they are with a third party, it's more along the lines of that. I feel like with you, it's almost like things didn't happen because they were so focused on their career. They were so focused on getting stuff done and fitting into this certain mold or goals that they have for themselves. So they needed to, devote most of their time and energy into that. Can we get some cards for how pile two's person feels about pile two? How does pile two's person feel about pile two? How do they feel? How do they feel towards pile two? Oh, deceit. Okay, wow. How do they feel about pile two? Anxiety, indecision. How do they feel about pile two? I honestly think, guys, this person seems selfish to me. I'm going to be honest. I hate to give such a blunt answer, but this person seems really selfish to me, self-centered, because they're just so, this is so like not romantic in these cards. And we got deceit, we've got anxiety. I feel like this person, I don't know, door to romance reversed. I do feel like they were very strategy reversed, first chakra archangel Michael. Okay, let me try to tune into their energy more. How did you feel towards pile two? What was drawing you to them? I feel like they think you're very attractive, first of all. They like that you guys are, I'm hearing you guys are very beautiful, and that you guys really make, like, they are drawn to you on a very physical level. And they are very also impressed with just how you carry and conduct yourselves. I feel like you guys make a really beautiful impression, and you guys are very, a lot of people really like you and are also very drawn to you. And this person is acknowledging that and talking about that you would make anyone so proud. And again, as someone who considers very strongly how people perceive them, that matters a lot to them. They really love the fact that you guys really just present so beautifully, and that you guys, just kind of, I feel like you guys are like the center of attention. You just are like stunning. Like you walk into a room and everyone is looking at you. How did they feel towards pile two? Okay, we got hostilities, appreciation. Okay, so that's coming out. So again, I do feel like this person really appreciates you. They see you as bringing so much to the table. And I almost wonder, though, if this person is a little bit competitive with you, because they keep talking about all this stuff. I feel like maybe this person honestly needs to work on themselves a little bit and being a little more like in tune with their water energy. I mean, everyone has some water energy in their chart, and you need to be able to access that, and you need to be able to access your emotions and not just focus on like the job, the career, the accomplishments, the achievements. I feel like this person does need a little bit of a recalibration of, their like priorities. So this is not what I expected to come through during this reading, but this is what's coming up. I feel like this person in general is very competitive, and that's one of the reasons why they were very drawn to you. Is I feel like you guys just make a beautiful impression on people. Like you guys really, so many people are so drawn to you, and that's one of the things that this person was just really pulled in by. But I almost feel like it sparked a little bit of hostility in them and a little bit of competitiveness. And can you give me cards now, Spirit, for how does Pile 2's person feel towards the third party? How does Pile 2's person feel towards the third party? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so. Okay, now it's starting to make more sense because I was really baffled by this reading at first. So we got man holding a coin, storm warning, the world, Uriel, and woman holding a heart. So I feel like this third party, I'm almost feeling like this person, I'm hearing that this third party makes this person feel, and this is going to be gendered, but you can switch it if it's, if you're asking about a woman or whatever. But I'm hearing this person made me feel like a man. So if you're asking about a man, that makes sense. I guess if you're asking about a woman, it could be this person makes me feel like a woman. But it's like this person wants to feel powerful. You know what I mean? They want to feel like they have the power, like they are in charge, and like they are strong, and like, ugh. And I feel like this person that they're with, I'm almost getting like they're kind of a pushover, or they're kind of like overly easy and kind of tolerates whatever. Their standards and their boundaries are kind of like, I'm hearing, are on the floor, to be honest. So it's like they're very easy to I don't want to be super harsh, but kind of manipulate, or just easy to please, whereas I feel like you guys are a lot more complex. And I feel like this person had trouble processing that complexity. I gotta say, I think this person's a little bit difficult. I mean, usually you don't have to ask 50,000 times for the person to, give you the right cards. And even then, they still didn't, go along with my questions. Like, finally, they're providing some info. But for the most part, they just ran the reading how they wanted to. I honestly feel like this person is a bit of a difficult personality. They might even have some kind of a, I don't want to use like harsh language, but like a social disorder or something, where they are like overly hostile, or, I think there's like something called a defiance disorder, where someone just, someone will be like, oh, excuse me, could you move? And the person's like, no, I'm not going to move, even though it makes no sense and it's no trouble, and it's not a big deal. Like those people that will get in a fight with some random person at a movie theater, or, have road rage or whatever, like where it's like they just, they don't have that control over themselves. They're not able to be like, oh, you know what, this isn't a big deal. It's a slight inconvenience and I'll just let it go. I feel like this person is a little bit of someone that's kind of looking for a fight, or looking to argue, or kind of oppositional, like they are someone that likes to argue, or someone that likes a challenge and is kind of out there, not afraid of conflict, to say the least. Maybe enjoys it a little bit. And I feel like, so with you bring so much to the table, and you guys are I feel like you guys are very attractive. A lot of people respect and like you. And that brought out this competitive instinct in this person. And I'm not trying to go into like a deep psychology dive, but most of the time, I would say the people that have this kind of a personality, I've noticed deep down there's a lot of insecurity, right? And that's why they, fly into a rage when someone's like, oh, I'm sorry, your backpack's poking out. I just need to move through the aisle. Could you? And they get enraged. It's because it's like there's some little wound that they never dealt with, some kind of trauma, some kind of feeling of being less than. And it's like, a lit match doused in gasoline that all you need to do is bring a tiny spark next to it and it's going to blow up. So I feel like the thing is that you guys are very beautiful and very poised, and you brought out this kind of competitiveness in this person. You triggered that little wound that they have of feeling less than, even though you weren't doing anything bad. You were just being yourself. You can't help that you're a beautiful, poised person. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Like, that's a positive that most people would be like, yes, I found this in my partner. I'm so happy I won the lotto. You know, like, they're going to be thrilled that they found someone like this. But this person, it kind of triggered them as like, oh, well, you think you're all that kind of a thing, or something like that. And it's almost like it brought them into competitive mode and like, I'll show you type of mode. So I feel like with this third party, they don't need to worry about that. Like, this third party kind of like props up their ego. This third party is very easy for them to deal with, very impressed with them. Like, I feel like with man holding a coin, this third party is someone who is just like, oh my God, you paid for dinner once. Like, just very impressed with whatever they have to offer. You know, they are not demanding more. They are not like, they don't have, like I said, super high standards. It's just, they are happy to take whatever they get. Let me get some more, I guess I'm just going to ask for overall clarification because this guy's not cooperating. Can you give me some overall clarification on the situation? How does pile two's person view them? Can you tell me that then, if you're going to cooperate? Patience and planning. So I feel like this person, you know, I feel they are still very fixated on what your opinion of them is. And with patience and planning, I feel like they still like decide a lot of their activities and how they're going to act based on you and based on getting your kind of like approval and getting, it's not even approval because they don't want you to be like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. They want you to be very like upset that they've succeeded so much more than you. I feel like honestly they have a little bit of revenge fantasies, which this is annoying me because I wanted this to be like a sweet romantic reading, and so I'm sorry if it doesn't resonate. Go back and pick another pile, or maybe ask for your guides to step forward super strong in another reading. If you're like, no, my person's an angel, they're not like that. You know, sometimes not all readings will be for you. I always compare it to like the spirit guides are like at a concert, and it's like, you know, they're all jostling for attention, and some can fight their way to the very front row and be like, and say this. And then some, you know, they just can't, and they're kind of stuck in the back. So tell your spirit guides like, hey, get to the show early and, you know, be extra loud and bring a loudspeaker or whatever. Because, you know, then hopefully future readings will be more tailored for you and stuff. But for those of you who this is resonating, I feel like you guys should know that this person is definitely, like with the waiting game and patience and planning, they are still very fixated on you, and they are still very dedicated to getting that, I don't even want to call it approval, but making you be like, oh my God, they succeeded so much. And I feel like in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a vengeful thing. It's not like they want your approval in a positive, sweet way. It's like they want you to be like, oh my God, I made such a mistake. They're so cool. I'm such a loser in comparison kind of energy, you know? So they are very much still plotting that, still trying to make that happen for themselves, still trying to get your attention in that way. We got positive movement forward and new beginnings reverse. I feel like new beginnings reverse is showing that even though this person may seem like they are kind of moving on, they really haven't. They're still very tuned into you. I feel like they really keep track of you, and I feel like they really stay very focused on you. I actually think in many ways deep down, although I know this person would never consciously admit it, I feel like they feel that you are out of their league and that you are someone that like they still like, this is them at their deepest. Like, again, I don't think they would ever actually say this. I don't think they would ever actually come out and say like to anyone that you are out of their league, because they would be so enraged. But that's how they feel. And I just pulled the Empress reverse. So it's almost like they want to see you unempowered. They want to see you being like, now they're talking about you. Okay, finally we got some cards that are about you. They want to see you kind of out of your power, not being able to be this powerful person that you are. We got strength reversed. I literally just said they want you out of your power, and then we got strength reversed. So funny. We got Empress reversed, strength reversed. We got the devil reversed, and we got the world reversed, and we got the Six of Wands reversed. So yeah, this person definitely really kind of fantasizes about making you be, I don't want to say subservient, but they definitely want to be the powerful ones that call the shots. They definitely want to be the ones that, you know, get to decide what's going on. And they definitely want to be seeing you kind of acknowledge their power, I guess, if that makes sense. Like they want to, you know, see that look in your eyes when you're like, oh my God, you really succeeded, or something like that. I feel like this person has fantasies of that, like probably has fantasies of like, you seeing them, you know, their business makes X amount of money and you being in shock, and probably some scenario where you like beg them to get back together or something like that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like vengefulness, you know, in their energy field. And we also just got the Lovers reversed. I feel like in a way, wow, there's a lot coming through. Okay, so now they're cooperating. So I don't know what they were doing. Again, I think this person's very like defiant, very oppositional. It's almost like they're like, we're not doing it your way, we're doing it my way. And when I finally was like, okay, fine, now they'll listen. So you can tell we're like beefing, me and this person. But anyway, so we did get the Queen of Cups. I feel like you guys, they see you pile two, I feel, are very empathetic people, very sweet, nice, and again, probably very well liked is the vibe I'm getting. Like, I feel like you guys are respected in the community, and I'm hearing that you being with this person, whether they would acknowledge it, which I guess they would not, I would guess they wouldn't, would give them a lot of clout. It did give them clout and social proof, like social, you know, when you're like, you know, I have a weird feeling about so-and-so, like Brian just kind of seems weird to me. But then you're like, oh, but he's dating Angela, and Angela's so nice. So, okay, like, yeah, actually, okay, we'll invite Brian too. Or like, well, he must not be that bad because Angela's with him and she's so sweet, kind of a thing. Like, I feel like you, and I don't mean to be too harsh on this person. Again, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you're like, well, they're not that bad, then, you know, fine. But I feel like for many of you, this person benefited in that way from the relationship, and it's almost like they enjoyed benefiting, but they were also a little bit jealous, and it would like bother them that so many people really liked you, and then people would kind of tolerate them. Like they were like, well, yeah, Brian can come. If Angela's coming, like, of course she's going to want to take Brian. So yeah, like, well, yeah, tell her that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was the vibe of this dynamic somehow. Maybe for some of you guys, I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys, you did get in a relationship with this person, but for others, it might have been a crush, in which case I feel like, you know, again, this person was just noticing the social differences. Like maybe they just didn't have the kind of status you did, or maybe you just have a status where you might not even be aware, but like a lot of people like you and respect you, and a lot of people trust you and get a good vibe about you and just like you. You know, you guys are just kind of nurturing. Some of you guys might be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpios, but you guys, I'm getting more of a Pisces, Cancer vibe of like nurturing, sweet, you know, nice people. And so yeah, it brought a lot of hostility towards this person. And so it's kind of like, I feel that, you know, they don't want you to feel super powerful now. They want you to see them as powerful. And I feel like that would satisfy them a lot. It would almost make them happy if you saw, this could be why they're dating this third party. That would make a lot of sense. It's like them trying to make you jealous. Is that why? Okay, so can you clarify? Is that why this person is with the third party, Spirit? So we just got the 8 of Cups. I feel like that is a clarification because that like is that exact scenario that just came out. How do they feel about the third party? So I feel like they did clarify. Okay, now cards are flying out. How do they feel about the third party? Okay, so we got the Tower reversed. We got the 5 of Swords reversed. We got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like this person does give them a lot of social proof. Again, this person really likes that. It's almost like they need to a little bit have that social proof, because again, I feel like in general, a lot of people, just being honest, I feel like don't like them. Like, I don't like them. I think they're annoying as hell, to be honest. Not trying to be rude, but I mean, they wouldn't even answer the question. So, you know, it is annoying. And I feel like this person does stuff like that like annoys people when, you know, they just can't help themselves. It's like they're just kind of a defiant type of person that like kind of likes to fight, kind of likes to argue. And a lot of people just don't have the time. A lot of people just aren't interested in it. So this person likes that. It's like their partner could be kind of like a rescuer type that kind of saves them from those situations and kind of constantly comes in to like soothe them and be like, oh, it's okay, they didn't, it's fine, and like makes them look better. And so they're benefiting from it a lot. So we got abundance. Why are they with their person? Why are they with their person? Why are they with the third party? Why are they with the third party? Why are they with the third party? Oh, I could have told you guys with 100% certainty that this card was going to come out. I'm sure if you guys know my decks, you probably were waiting for that one too. Distorted masculine. Bingo. Bingo. We have a bingo. Yep, that's exactly right. So, yeah, this person, not trying to roast them, but I just think they you know, I wouldn't want to be engaged with this person. I do feel like they are very disagreeable, I'll say, like over nothing, over stupid stuff. I feel like they're the type of person to just argue with you over like, you're like, oh, and can you get me the, you know, medium popcorn? And they're like, why not the large? You were gonna hog it all for yourself? You don't want a large? It's only $1 more. Why not? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, they just argue with you over something, and you're like, okay, get the large. Like, I don't even care, but like, what is wrong with you? And so I just think this person is very like disagreeable, and I feel like they benefit from being around you, maybe being around this other person, and I feel like, you know, again, there's this desire to create abundance, to get money so that people will have to respect them. And it's like, you know, you could try just being nice. You could try being friendly. You could try being more of your energy, like Queen of Cups energy, sweet and nice. And people would probably like you all the more, whether you had money or not. But with love reversed, this card for me, I feel like, not to go into all of the meanings, but what I'm getting from this spread is this person doesn't want to see you like glowed up. Like, I love how this card comes out for me a lot when the person just is like enraptured by their partner and they just are in awe of them, and they're just like, oh, this person's so powerful, and look at her, she just looks like she's just glowed all the way up, powerful, and just beaming out this positive energy. And this person doesn't want you in that energy. They want you kind of disempowered. They want you maybe a little bit frazzled, running around. Maybe some of you guys have to co-parent with this person, or you may be divorced from them, and they, like, I feel like would make your life difficult or try to create problems, try to create issues, try to stress you out. And with love reversed, I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of low vibrational energy here that I wouldn't call love. I think it's very selfish, you know, if I'm being honest. And just not like a pure soulmate love energy. I feel like this person is very focused on themselves. And I feel like that's why they are with the person that they're with, is just, it's like, how does it benefit me? It's not a real like soul to soul connection where the person, you know, is really giving so much energy and they're connected by their chakras, and there's this just beautiful little wormhole of love that opens up between two people that flows energy back and forth. Like, this is not that kind of a vibe. I think this person is a little bit of a taker in relationships. They are a little bit selfish, and it's like they want to be perceived as this. They want to be perceived as like this amazing partner that's like, oh my God, they're so great. They give it all. And they want other people to look in on the relationship and be like, wow, they really. So a lot of the things they do are motivated by other people's perceptions and wanting other people to like approve or other people to think that they're, a really great person. And so Spirit is just acknowledging that this person is doing a lot of growth. Honestly, I feel like they have a lot of karmic debt. Like, I feel like they have like a garbage dump of karmic debt that they are going to have to pay off. They're like, how you'll hear like someone is in debt. Usually it's like other millionaires, but like they'll be in debt like by $300 million. And you're like, how do you get in debt for $300 million? That's how I feel like this person, they've racked up this like karmic credit card debt that is like crazy because they're not acting right at all. So they definitely need to work on that. And I feel like Spirit is just acknowledging that they're just not in a positive energy. And honestly, I would try to just kind of pluck this person out of my life if I could, because they are definitely not someone that is evolved and is able to treat you with the respect that y'all deserve, because they are acknowledging that you guys are so much fun, have a beautiful, vibrant, bright light to you, and you guys shine, and that's what irritates this person. They don't want you shining, and they are jealous of it. But the right person is going to see this and be like, oh my God, they're going to be in love with you because of this, because you guys really bring so much to the table. And I'm not just saying that, it's just coming through really strong in this reading that you guys really are bright lights in this world. You bring a lot to the table. You're kind of sweethearts, and again, I feel like you just deserve a lot better than this. I mean, I don't know who deserves this. I mean, a janky person, maybe like Satan himself. Just kidding. I'm not saying it's that bad, but yeah, someone else who's low vibrational deserves this kind of a match, but not you guys. You guys deserve someone who's high vibrational and going to respect you. And this person sees the light in you, and the fact that they've chosen to react to that with anger and hostility is a reflection of them, not of you. But know that that light in you, that's your part of this equation, and that's the beautiful thing. You guys shine a bright light, and you shouldn't take it as a bad thing just because someone has tried to dim that light or taken it as a negative. So yeah, I think their feelings towards you are just, they're very threatened by you. They're definitely looking out, constantly kind of checking to see where you are on your path and how much money are you making and what kind of success you have, and then comparing themselves and then trying to get ahead, and then, trying to prove to you that they're happy and they've moved on and their partner's better and all this stuff. It's very immature. So I think you guys should just feel absolutely thrilled and smug that you guys have, you guys are like the better part of this equation. I'm hearing Dirt Off Your Shoulder by Jay-Z. So it's like, just brush that dirt off your shoulder and just know that like, ooh, that's a compliment. It's a compliment that you're so threatened by me because I'm glowing so much. So thank you for that compliment, that I really am really great, aren't I? And that's why you're so irritated. So thank you. I know it's hard and it sucks when someone approaches you with that kind of nasty energy, but again, it is a compliment to you guys, and their higher self is kind of acknowledging that they were drawn to you. I think also because you guys are sweet and compassionate and loving types. Like, you guys are so sweet and understanding, and probably a lot more patient than me since you like tolerated this. And the right person is going to love your patience, love your sweetness, love your kindness, love how understanding you guys are, and use that in the right way and return it with respect and not just take it. So I think my battery is getting super low. These readings have been really longer than I intended, but I really hope that resonated, you guys. Please let me know if it did. Drop it in the comments. I'm very curious about this, and I hope all of you guys, if this is a bad situation you're in, or if it's difficult dealing with this person, that everything will be resolved peacefully, because yeah, this is definitely a little bit of a difficult, annoying person in my opinion. So sending you guys so much love and light. You guys might need it if you have to deal with this person, but sending you guys a lot of love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey Pal 3, so if you guys picked this beautiful red or orange cupcake, this is going to be your reading. They really did an amazing job on this cupcake. It looks super real. It's soft and squishy like a cupcake. And they did, like, I don't know, on the underside, you know how you've seen like someone piping a fake frosting flower. It really looks like it could be made out of like frosting to me. So it looks super realistic and I just love it. And the leaves too look like frosting. So it looks like you could walk into like an upscale cupcake shop or bakery and find that. But let's get into your reading. We're going to do a live shuffle. I really liked how that came out last time. So we are going to do it again. So what's going on with pile 3 and their person? How does pile 3's person feel towards them? Okay, so we already got the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. So this person is thinking about you a lot. In fact, they're actually also dreaming about you. You come up in their dreams and while they sleep. Wow, they have a lot of emotion towards you. The cards are like flying out, which usually happens when someone just is very emotional. So we have reversed Knight of Pentacles. How do they feel towards pile 3? Oh, wow. So they were planning a long-term future with you. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. We have the 10 of Swords reversed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry, not to keep saying wow, but I'm just feeling, wow. I can't help myself. It's just, you know, they have very deep emotion for you. And when I do these readings, it's funny because like pile 2, the cards were really having a difficult time come out and there was very little emotion in it. And honestly, with you guys, there's so much emotion and so much desire. And it's like this person has a sense of urgency. It's like they want to tell you this. They want you to know how much they care about you. And also, I think they do want you to know, I'm hearing how much I've suffered. So it's almost like they really want you to be aware of that. I wonder, like maybe they kind of want you to feel bad a little bit, you know, like, oh, I really broke their heart kind of a thing. Not to sound like I'm making fun of that or anything. But it's like they want you to be aware that they have had these sleepless nights, that they do dream about you, that they do care about you so much. They were imagining something long-term with you and they're really sad. They just want you to know that they're really sad. They're very upset that things didn't work out. In their mind, this was going to be something long-term. They have, you know, a lot of desire also to approach you in basically every way. I mean, emotionally, verbally, sexually, they have a lot of desire and they want to step forward. They were imagining that things would come to a very fruitful outcome and have a very permanent situation with you. Something that's coming up is, I feel like they are insecure about their money situation and they feel like they don't have enough money to offer you. And I don't know, maybe that's something that has played on their mind as a reason why you guys aren't together. You know how sometimes our fears come out or insecurities and like they might not even be based on reality, but you know, that's just what comes up for us when we're searching for a reason of like, why did this happen? It could be, you know, just an insecurity you have and this person is pointing to feeling like a lack of money or feeling like they're not pursuing the money the way they would like to be pursuing it. And so they're kind of feeling like that was a part of the equation, I guess. So take that how it resonates. It could be that this was just their insecurity that played on things, whether you are aware or not, or maybe you guys did have discussions about you being like, you need to get a job or your job is really bad, you need to get a new one, you know. I don't know, but this is what they are bringing up. How do they feel? Okay, I'm going to put that again with you because I didn't ask. So now we're going to ask for pile 3. How does pile 3's person feel about the third party? How do they feel about the third party? What happened with this third party and how are their feelings towards the third party? So I'm hearing that this person doesn't ask for much. So maybe this person is just easier, or like the finances don't come up because this person expects less. I feel like this person is just very non-demanding. How do they feel towards the third party? How do they feel towards the third party? Yeah, it's almost like they don't need to be as strong when it comes to this third party for some reason. It might even be a situation where this third party might be providing them with money or something with the Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this third party might be might be the one who like gives them like even an allowance or just pays for everything. How do they feel? Can you clarify? How do you feel towards the third party? I just heard she'll never compare to you. So why are you with the third party then? Why are you with the third party? King of Swords. I feel like this person had an easier time talking to this person. And in a way, so we just got death. I feel like they ran out of hope when it came to you. And it was just like, they just accepted it. They just accepted that things were over. And then they just wanted something easy. What they're telling me right now is they would have been with you if that was an option. They're like, you didn't give me that option. You didn't let me, like what do you mean? They're kind of saying like, why are you even asking me this? They're saying you decided. They're saying it was you who ended things, or you who blocked this from happening somehow. So I'm not sure what this means. Take it as it resonates. Maybe they, sometimes you see that. I see that in readings sometimes, and the person never even asked them out. They never even stepped forward with the, I'm interested in you. They never came clean and said like, hey, listen, I have a huge crush on you, can we date? And yet they're still like, I was rejected. But maybe for you guys did reject them or whatever, but they're saying that in their mind you rejected them. You were the one who passed on this and blocked the relationship from coming to fruition. And they're saying, like, they're kind of almost indignant that you're even asking. Like, they're like, it was you, like, you're the one who did this. You're the one who didn't want me. And so they're like, I had to move on. I didn't have a choice. They feel like you rejected them, so they had no other option. Like, they thought that things with you were blocked and that it wouldn't happen. And they thought, I'm hearing, I had no chance. I never had a chance. So yeah, in their mind, they, I just spilled my cards. They don't understand like how you could even be asking about them, because they're saying you had your chance and you didn't take it, something like that. And they're saying their new partner accepts them as they are. So I don't know, what do you mean accepts them as they are? Okay, so they're saying you're too, like, demanding. I don't know what that means, though. I don't know if that's legitimate or what, but, like, I feel like they just, okay, 3 of Cups. I just feel like I don't know, they have some insecurities about stuff. So how do you feel towards pile 2? 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 Wow. Okay, so they still think about you a lot, and they still would like to get back together. They're telling me they thought this was over, but I feel like this person, I'm not trying to be harsh, because I know I can come off as harsh, and it's because I have Pluto square my Mercury, but I don't mean to be harsh. So, but I feel like this person is a little bit dramatic, if I'm being honest, because I feel like they pulled out the death card and they were saying like, I knew it was over, but now they're talking about how they have hope. They're still hoping you guys can get back together. So it's like, okay, so you weren't quite fully accepting that it was over. Like, you weren't fully mourning that loss of the relationship. I have no doubt that they genuinely were and are in a lot of pain. You know what I mean? I think they really are. I think that they still are very upset about this. And I think that the loss of this played on their mind for a really long time. Like, I feel like they think about it all the time, and it's like I'm seeing it in the forefront of their mind, and it's not even in the back of their mind. I feel like it's something they actively think about. It's not unconscious. It's not just in dreams. It's not just like, okay, once in a while they think about it. It's like, this is something that is a major aspect of their life. Like, I feel like they think about it just 24/7, like going to work and, like at work and talking in conversation. I feel like they actually think about you a lot when they're with their new partner, which is interesting. So yeah, I feel like, it's funny because I feel like sometimes this person is a little dramatic. They may be like a Leo or one of the water signs, a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. I don't know. There's a little bit of drama, maybe a fire or water sign. I'm getting fire water combo vibes because there is a little bit of drama aspect to this where it's like, okay, I have no doubt you were sad, but this person was saying like it was over. I know it's over, but now they do want you guys to go back together. So they don't think it's fully over. I feel like they really want you to be aware of how much they were hurting. And that's really important to them. Like they feel very hurt and they want this kind of acknowledgement from you, or they want to have you, I don't know, just understand and know. Like that's important to them for some reason, is you knowing that they have suffered and that they've been hurt and they're upset. So yep, that's really important to them, is you knowing that. But I don't feel like I want to be clear in that, like, I do think they can be a little dramatic, but I don't think they're being manipulative. I don't think they're saying this for effect or just trying to like lie to you to present this, idea that like they were suffering when they weren't. I do think they were suffering. I definitely do. I just think it's like one of those situations where kind of like you're like, it's the end of the world, and then the moon transits out of Cancer, and then you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't that big of a deal. Or when you're on your period and like you're like freaking out if you don't get that bag of chips now, like I'm gonna destroy something, and then your period comes and you're like, oh, okay, I'm back to normal. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like that. Like this person is a little emotional, which I love. I love that. I love it in a partner. I love it in a guy when they're emotional. Just love it. So I'm not trying to call this person out or make fun of them. I just think it is a little drama. There's a lot of drama coming through, but I mean, it's genuine. They're not lying and they're not being manipulative. So just so you guys know, I don't feel like this person, I'm not trying to say that like they're making it up when I say they're being dramatic. So how do they feel towards their current partner? How do they feel towards this third party? How do they feel towards this third party? So I'm hearing it again. I had no choice. They're saying I had no choice. How do you feel towards the third party? How do you feel towards the third party? They're saying that this person will always be second best to you. How do you feel towards the third party? Okay, so with throat chakra coming out and the Ace of Swords for them and the King of Swords, I feel like, the thing is with this person is they know how to talk to this person. I feel like this person, it's almost like this person made it easy for them. You know what I mean? I feel like this person is very non-judgmental or something. Like they I don't know, they feel insecure around you. I feel like to them, you are like this shining light, and we got light. And we also got hope, which is just like in the photo, like a big ball of light. And that's how they see you. They see you as like this shining star. And so it was very intimidating for them to be around you. And so it brought out all these insecurities, all these kind of self-worth issues that this person has. And so the thing is that now that they are with their partner or whoever this third party was, I feel like this third party, they just made it easy. They didn't have to worry about like, oh my God, did I say the right thing? I don't know. I'm not sure. They just were able to feel fully confident all the time when they dealt with their partner because, they're just not as intimidated. I really feel like that's what it is. I don't think they would say that. Like, I don't think they would put it that way because honestly, I feel like this person's energy, they do seem nice to me. Like, I feel like they seem like they might be a water sign. I like water signs, so maybe I'm biased, but I do think they have a sweet energy and stuff. Like, but I feel like they really liked the fact that this person, they just had no judgment. This person made it really easy. They didn't have to have a lot of effort. They didn't have to worry about what did this person think about them. I feel like with you, they just felt very nervous around you. It's like when you have a big crush on someone, you're going to get nervous. You're going to your palms are going to sweat and you're going to be, I'm hearing that line from like Eminem, Lose Yourself, where it's like knees weak, arms are sweaty. Isn't that the lyric? something about mom spaghetti. But anyway, like it's like that was how they would feel, you know, that in that song, which everyone knows it's so famous, but he's rapping about, you know, the moment before he goes on stage at the rap battle, and he's so nervous, and he's like, you know, almost like vomiting out of nerves. And that's how this person would feel around you, is like you just made them so nervous, in the way that you feel when you have a crush. You know, you'll never check yourself more out in the mirror than on the days when you have to like run into your crush at school or at work. Like suddenly you will take your makeup routine up to 10 if you are a girl, or if you're a guy, I don't know, maybe spray a lot of cologne and like do your hair, and you're way more self-conscious. And that really was what happened with you, is this person, you made them very like self-conscious, aware of themselves and all this stuff. And so they, you know, what they like about this person is it's just easy. They don't have those kinds of fears. I almost feel like in their mind, I feel like you're almost like a celebrity to them. Like it's like, you know, if you were to meet your favorite celebrity, maybe you had a big crush on like Justin Bieber growing up or something. If you were to ever meet Justin Bieber, you know, you'd be like, oh my God, you'd be freaking out, you know, and you wouldn't know what to say. You'd probably get tongue-tied. You'd probably, you know, maybe you'd have some idea of like what you wanted to say to him when you came up. And then when you actually saw his face, you'd be like, I really like you. Like you would just clam up and probably freak out. And I think that's kind of how this person felt around you. Like, I feel like this person just, you made them have nerves, and it's almost like they chickened out or something. Like, I feel like what they're saying is, something didn't work out with you, or you blocked it. You like rejected them is kind of how they feel. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just the messenger, and I'm just, you know, saying their side of the story. I'm not saying this is legitimately what happened, but that's how they perceived it. But there was like some rejection on your part, or you didn't accept their offer, or you weren't interested or something. And so they went off, and like this other person appeared and came into their life, and they were like, okay, like, and it just was easy is what I'm hearing. Like it was just easy for them, and they didn't want to be alone. They were like kind of afraid of being alone. And it's like they were just trying to move their life in a positive direction. They're trying to move towards, I don't know, like being more financially okay. And again, I think for some of these situations, this person might be paying for them, but that will only resonate with some. But I feel like for this person, it's like they're just trying to create a nice life for themselves. And this person made it really easy, and it was just kind of something that easily fell into place. I know that can be hard to understand that. Like, I'm like, I want a reason. I'm like that Cardi B, you know, meme where she's like, what's the reason? And she's screaming it. Like, that's how I am. That's why I'd like to go in depth with my tarot. So like, it's hard to understand why someone would just be in a relationship just for convenience sake, but it does happen all the time. Like sometimes that's just the reason. The reason is like some dumb, no reason. But anyway, can we find out, how does pile 3's person feel about them? How does pile 3's person feel about them? Oh my God. So cute. The 2 of Pentacles. So this was like a big crush, almost like first love situation, I feel, for this person. Wow. This person really like just, they're really enchanted by you. Yeah, enchanted is the word. Like, I'm hearing Enchanted by Taylor Swift. They just really are like almost like entranced. I feel like they're fascinated by you. And we just got the Queen of Wands. They're very turned on by you. And we got the 10 of Cups reversed. So this person, that I think, well, we got the 10 of Cups upright in the original Rider-Waite pull, but that, yeah, they envisioned like a future with you. It's funny, you're like still the forefront of their mind, you know? In this 9 of Wands, you can see this couple kissing, and this girl is standing in the background glaring, like jealous. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is like, this is you guys, this is you two, this is you and your person, and this is the third party. I feel like the third party is aware of you and maybe jealous. Like, I feel like the third party, like, I don't know, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if like when they were first dating or something, that this person brought you up on the date somehow. I'm not saying they said like your name, but I feel like the person knows your name, but I feel like the person said something like, oh, well, my ex, or, you know, I was involved with someone. I mean, if you had a situationship or crush, I feel like this person would have called you their ex or something. Like they would have like played it differently, you know, so they would have been like, oh, well, my ex, she broke my heart and, you know, I've been recovering, or like whatever. I feel like they brought you up, and this person, the third party could sense that this person wasn't over you. So it's like, I feel like the third party, I'll be honest, I'm hearing that this third party knows about your social media and checks it quite frequently. So I feel like they know your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever else, TikTok, whatever you guys have going on, and they do check it a lot. You're like the third party in this relationship or whatever. Like, I don't know, they're very aware that this person has feelings for someone else, and then they kind of figured out your name. Wow. And you just got the Empress. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's the role you play in this person's mind, is just, you know, you are kind of at the forefront of their mind. Sorry guys, I just got a delivery, but as I was saying, you guys got the Sun card. So like I said, you really are a light for this person. You know, you guys really, they see you as this bright, exuding sun that truly they are just kind of fascinated by you. You know, they see you as like endlessly fascinating. It's just this kind of center of the universe type of person. And I feel like this person, it's like, I'm hearing I Can't Quit You from Brokeback Mountain. So again, I feel like this person just, it's like, it's funny because they've tried to move on. They've tried to get into more of a like positive place in their life, and that's something they're really working towards. But they really just can't fully forget you or get you out of their mind. And the funny thing is that their partner or this third party is very much aware of it. Even if this is just a hookup situation, or this person cheated on you with this person or whatever, the third party is very much aware of you and very much checks your social media and tries to keep track of what you've got going on in your life. How do they feel about their third party? How do they feel about their third party? Three of Cups. That is third party card. Okay, King of Water reversed, Tower. Wow. Wow. I keep saying wow in this reading because there's just so much coming through. This is like a soap opera. It's pretty crazy. So we got the Three of Wands. And we got the Nine of Swords. So I feel like this person just feels like this third party, you know, doesn't understand them in the same way that you did. I don't know how much you guys spoke or how much you guys talked, but I feel like with you, even though they felt judged by you at times, or they felt like they didn't measure up, there's also this sense that you understood them on a really deep level. Like, I feel like you guys may have a connection in the spirit realm or something. And I honestly feel like a lot of the judgment that they felt coming through was more along the lines of like, their own insecurities. You know what I mean? Like stuff they hadn't addressed. It's kind of like, you know, how someone may have some kind of a trauma and someone brings up a random topic and they get really upset. And it's not so much to do with like the random topic as it is the unaddressed trauma, right? Like, and so I feel like this person, it's just, they were so intimidated by you that it was almost like all their flaws, they started seeing it under a microscope and they started noticing it. And they don't have to worry about it with this person because this person just doesn't bring that side of them out, you know? This person just, they can kind of do whatever the heck they want, but they're starting to feel that kind of lack of emotional support. So we also just got Death reversed, and we got the Eight of Swords, and we got Justice. So I feel like this person, and we also got the King of Wands reversed. Oof. Ooh, King of Cups and King of Wands reversed. I think Justice was actually reversed. It kind of flew out. But I feel like, so there's not as much sexual desire that this person has towards them. I feel like this person feels very muted with them, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like they're with them partially because of their insecurities. Like, it's like they are just so convinced that they can't have you. So they're just kind of settling for this. And they're just kind of like, this is fine. I feel like they perceive you a bit like this woman who is surrounded by suitors. Like, they just think that you probably don't even think about them. Like, in their mind, you probably have, you know, a million people like trying to get your attention and competing for you. And so it's like they feel a lot safer with this other person, not so much emotionally, but more just, but a little bit, because it's like their heart really isn't in it as much. You know, they don't feel as vulnerable. When we are with someone that really we are like so connected to and in awe of, it's like we have to be vulnerable. It brings out that side of us that's like, oh my God, if I get my heart broken, I'll be shattered. And with Death reversed again, I feel like this person is talking about how, you know, there was a shattering of their heart, or there's this fear that if they get with you, that when you guys, if you were to reject them or whatever, or if they didn't measure up in your eyes, that they would be completely devastated and they wouldn't be able to take it. It's like this person almost has a little bit of a fragile state of mind. And I'm not, again, trying to be mean or mocking, but I feel like they're trying to preserve it. It's like they're kind of like hanging on to a life raft. I'm seeing someone like hanging onto a raft in the ocean and like desperately clinging to it, you know? It's like they are, you know, just aware that it's like they've already been through a lot, but if they lost you, if they really had you and then lost you, they'd be completely devastated and they wouldn't be able to handle it. They wouldn't be able to just move on from it. Whereas with this person, you know, like they're not really going to care, if I'm honest. I was going to say they'll be upset, but I don't even think they'd be upset. Like, I feel like they'd just be like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, they're just not emotionally plugged in with this person. This person, I feel like, makes their life a little bit easy. And I honestly feel like their person dotes on them a little bit. Maybe, and I'm not trying to be harsh or judgmental, and obviously there are totally different beauty standards for everyone, but I'm just going to be blunt since I'm a Pluto square Mercury. But I feel like maybe they might be a little bit more attractive than their person or something, at least by like conventional standards. Like most people might look at them and think that or something. Or the person is just really doting this third party, because I feel like there's this aspect where they feel like more of the empowered person in this. You know, with you, they always felt so less than. They always were questioning themselves. They always saw you as this shining like star, and when it comes to this relationship, they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to have that fear. It's not like, and by the way, I don't think, what I like about it is I don't think they were resentful of the fact that you're a shining star. I think they love that. I just don't think they feel good enough for it. It's not like they wanted to bring you down or they were envious, but I just think it made them be like, why would this person ever be with me, and bring out so many insecurities when it came to that. I would love to see this person just work on developing kind of like some healthy self-respect, like maybe, you know, doing some affirmations or something, because I just feel like they're so down on themselves. Can we get more guidance for what happened in this situation? Oh my God, yes. Okay, so this card I always get when there is like I feel like this person views you as being very much above them, you know? And this is something that, you know, while it's a compliment, can cause a lot of problems in relationships. It's almost like they just think that like, yeah, okay. It's just so funny. Like the cards are just so perfect for this. They just see you as just such a like goddess, you know, and they just see you as just so powerful. And I feel like for them, you know, it's like I'm hearing something like I'm seeing like a heart being held in someone's hands, but it's made out of glass, and they're telling me that that's their heart and you're the one holding it. And if you were to, you know, crush their heart, it would never be the same. They'd never be able to fix it. And that's what they're afraid of. So I feel like they ran from this, oh my God. This is just like a gas up session. I swear I should like shuffle in front of you guys so you guys can see I am not like picking cards out, because sometimes people accuse us of that, which I don't know why you would do that, because the readings would never resonate. But the gardener. But the sacred woman, like, yeah, this person sees you as being so sacred and so beautiful. Abundance reversed. Yin yang. Wow. Life purpose. So I feel like this person, you know, with the gardener is really a card about being like, so this is really masculine, feminine, where like the gardener is about the guy taking care of his female partner. So for those of you who are men asking about a woman, you might have to flip this around. But I feel like, so this is really talking about how, especially like a guy in the romantic relationship needs to really bring it all, like take care of his woman and just allow her to glow up. And this is based on like ancient concepts of masculinity, femininity, yin yang and stuff. I didn't invent them, so people, if you're mad about it, like please just don't leave me a comment. Just get mad like at the old ancient like divination people, not me, because I didn't invent it and I didn't make the deck either. But so I feel like this person just doesn't feel capable of providing you with the kind of relationship support that you need. Like they want to be that person that has it all for you. They want to be that provider, that support, that, you know, like you can turn to and trust. I'm hearing that they want to be strong for you. It's like they want to be, you know, they want to be that person that is like the perfect one in the relationship that can really live up to all your expectations. This is really the masculine I'm talking about. If you're asking about a woman, it could be just a woman that wants to be, you know, that supportive divine feminine, which is supportive in a different way. It's not about financially providing or being an emotional kind of rock. It's more about being warm, welcoming, loving in that way, soothing. So it's a little bit of a different, you know, like I said, that's yin yang. So it's a little bit of different how it's going to manifest for you if you're a guy asking about a girl or a girl asking about a guy or in same-sex relationships. But take it as it resonates. This is basically, I feel like what's coming through is that this person wanted to like be that example of really evolved, you know, like really evolved and beautiful, strong, supportive energy in the relationship, and be that kind of evolved divine masculine or divine feminine that can, you know, bring so much beautiful energy to a relationship and nurture you and give you so much love and support. But they just like didn't feel capable of it. They were constantly comparing themselves. And I think especially for those of you asking about a guy, I think the majority will be asking about a guy. There's this aspect of them feeling not financially ready or not like having their act together in life. Like I feel like also it makes sense where this person just isn't able to be like the stoic divine masculine kind of where they're just emotionally supportive and kind of go along with the woman's moods, because that's kind of the divine masculine feminine. It's like a weird way of putting it, but and this person, you know, they have so many emotions coming up that are kind of unbalanced, that they haven't worked through, a lot of trauma, a lot of, you know, issues with self-worth and stuff, that they're not capable of being that gardener that tends and that helps you grow and blossom, you know. And I feel like if you're asking about a woman, it's just that her emotions are way too out of balance. And it's good for women to be emotional in this divine masculine feminine thing, but you know, you can't swing the pendulum to a totally crazy direction where it's like, you know, a total emotional mess. You have to have a level of balance and control. So for both sides. But anyway, it's so complicated when you bring in the divine masculine feminine, but it comes up a lot in these readings and in these cards in particular. And I felt the need to mention it in this reading. But this person, I feel like it's like, it's almost like I feel like they're practicing with this third party. Like I feel like they do stuff with this person, but they imagine what it would be like with you. They imagine, like, if they go out to a baseball game together, they would imagine, like, I wonder what, Rachel would have eaten. Like, I wonder if she would have gotten a beer. Or I wonder if she would have had popcorn. It's like they're with this person, and I hate to say it because it's really kind of harsh to the third party, but it's almost like they're biding their time, or they're just kind of practicing. Like with this person, they feel really comfortable. It's easy for them. They're not stretching themselves. They're not challenging themselves. And you have to keep in mind, like I said, with the gardener, that this person doesn't feel capable of stretching themselves and really rising up to their full potential right now. They just don't feel capable. They feel very, I don't, honestly, the word is like weak. They feel a little bit weak. There's this definite aspect of them just kind of doing what's easy. And I feel like Spirit is a little bit calling them out. Like I feel like they have a lot to work on themselves, but it's kind of like they just dream about you. And meanwhile, they're just kind of spending time with this other person, and their heart isn't in it. It's not what they really want. It's kind of like, if you take the easiest test, or you go to the carnival and you like really are interested in a certain, or like your state fair or something, and there's a bunch of those games, and there's one that really fascinates you and you really want to be good at it and you really want to try it, but it's super hard and you're really afraid to go up in front of everyone and maybe embarrass yourself or have people be like, oh my God, you suck at this. So instead you go over to the absolute easiest like game for kids. I don't know what it would be. I don't go to fairs that much, but and you spend all your time over there, and you just have everyone around you being like, oh my God, you're so good at this. But everyone kind of knows it's a children's game and that it's not that cool that you're good at it, and you keep staring over at that like really cool looking game that you really would feel so good about yourself if you tried it and you succeeded, but you're too afraid. You know what I mean? I know that's a really weird metaphor, but that's what I'm getting with this person. So how do they feel towards pile 1? I feel like they feel like they have a lot of sexual attraction towards you, and they feel like being with you they feel very drawn to you on a spiritual level as well. They feel like being with you is like, it's like this ancient pull they have towards you. You know what I mean? This kind of ancient sacred desire they have towards you that like is, to me, like, I'm not saying this person is a soulmate. I'm not really sure, but I definitely feel like the level of attention they have towards you is very intense. Like it could be a soulmate. You know what I mean? It could be a very serious spiritual connection. So we have Angel of Balance, Action, Woman holding a heart, Yin Yang, Contract reversed, Angel of Strength, and Man holding a heart reversed. I feel like this person was just nervous to approach you and put it out there. They see you as someone who, I feel like you guys, at least how they perceive you, is as someone who really puts yourself out there, someone who's unafraid, someone who's vibrant. I feel like you're the kind of person that, at least how they view you, is the kind of person who would dance or is uninhibited or is funny. I feel like there's something they're saying about the way you laugh that they find really attractive. And they see you as just like this beautiful spark of light. Some of you guys may be Leos or fire signs. I'm getting kind of a vibe like that. Like you guys, I feel almost are like the life of the party, or just like fun. Like I feel like you guys have a fun, beautiful energy. They really love that about you, and they're telling me you have like a sparkle in your eyes. And so for them, it's like, they see you as someone who puts that all out there, and they love that about you, but they're telling me they're not brave like that. They can't do it like you do, the way you live your life so unapologetically and just so bold, and just like, with your interests and your hobbies and trying new things and being adventurous. They love that about you, but they don't feel strong enough to do that themselves. They're telling me they're weak in comparison to you. They wish they could take action like that, but they can't. There's a part of themselves that they hold back and block because they're afraid. And they know you're not afraid, but they are. And so they don't want your judgment about that. And that's why they haven't stepped forward, is because they know that if you could actually know them, you would reject them. You wouldn't see them in the same way. You would run away, or you wouldn't think they were good enough. And that's what they're really afraid of. And so instead of actually stepping forward and facing that, they're just going to kind of keep their distance. So right now they're kind of going with the easier route. I feel like they're running. I feel like they're afraid of this. They're afraid of the depth of their feeling. They're telling me that they could shatter into a million pieces. But they want you to know how much they have suffered. They want you to know that they really miss you. They want you to know that they feel really drawn to you, and that you guys do connect in the spiritual realm, that you guys do talk to each other in dreams, in sleep, and that in that realm, they do feel comfortable being honest with you. And they're saying that if you look into your heart, you already know how they feel about you. You don't need to even watch these videos. No offense, you should keep watching my videos, but but they are saying you don't even need the confirmation, because you already know how they feel about you, because they tell you every night in your sleep. They come into your dreams all the time. And you guys have this spiritual connection, and you already know all of this. You already know how much they're saying they love you. They're saying, you already know how much I love you. You already know how much I care about you. And you know that I'm scared, and I'm sorry that I'm so weak. They want you to know that for every night you've suffered, they've suffered 1,000,000 times. I'm hearing I've suffered tenfold. So it's like they want you to know that, their weakness or whatever, they're being punished for it. I do feel like with contract reverse, sometimes I see that when there is like a soul contract that someone made that someone violated. It's kind of like life is like a pick your own adventure, one of those pick your own adventure novels. So we have a bunch of like fated events that can happen, but sometimes people think it's like locked into place, and it's not. You can actually choose to go in that direction or that direction, and your spirit guides leave it up to you, because we were given the gift of free will. So basically that means that even though, yes, you are fated to have certain events, it's open-ended sometimes how it's going to end, right? And your spirit guide sometimes will push it in a certain direction. Like, if they want you to not be dating someone that they think is bad for you, they might cause a blow up, you know what I mean? Or if they really like someone, they might make it smooth sailing. And if they intend for you to have a long relationship with that person, they might make it smooth sailing. Sometimes, they just throw everything but the kitchen sink at you, and who the heck knows, what they want you to do, because like life can be crazy. But I feel like in this case, sometimes what happens is there is a soul contract and then it's not met, or someone was supposed to act right, but they didn't, or they got scared, or they got afraid. And that's part of it. So it's funny, because sometimes we have this idea that someone comes into your life with a soul contract and how they act is exactly right. But the reality is, a lot of us manifest on this earth and we like forget what we agreed to in the other realms. You know what I mean? That's why it's important to manifest and check in and meditate and see like what your guides want you to do and what path they want you to take, because it can be very easy to be swept up, in what we're expected to do, or just fears, traumas, those kinds of things. And so I feel like that's what happened. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys were actually supposed to date this person with the powerful spiritual, mental connection you guys have, but they were so scared and they broke it. And in which case, this person will experience bad karma, which might be why the judgment was coming in so strong so many times. Sometimes that's spirit's way of saying that this person is going to get karma. And karma you can get from doing something bad. You definitely get something from bad karma from acting evil, but you can also get bad karma from like doing something stupid that messes everything up, or violating a soul contract because you were scared, or going against something you agreed to because you changed your mind. There's times when you can do that and it's totally fine. But if your spirit guides are like, no, this was your destiny, no, you were supposed to do that, then yeah, they're not going to be thrilled about it. And so I don't know, that might be the case for some of you guys. If this is like a soulmate, I do feel like some of you guys had a soul contract and it was supposed to manifest into more, and this person is saying that they got scared and kind of chickened out, and they might be having to go through a karmic cycle of punishment as a result. and that might be why they're so sad and talking about broken heart and all the original very sad cards we got. But I feel like this person is on a journey to learn to have more self-worth. And I feel like that's a path that they are on, and it will happen for them. I don't know if they'll be able to reach the end of that journey and step up and have the bravery to come to you in any kind of a timeline that you would like. Like, I know for me, if I got told, well, that'll happen in 20 years, I would be like, absolutely not. You must be joking. I'm not waiting around for you for 20 years. 6 months, a year, maybe some of you guys would want to wait for them. But I do think, it's, you never know. Cause again, it's also like, a freedom of choice thing. Like, I can say the path someone's on, but they could change directions. They could get scared, whatever. So it's hard to predict how long those things will take. It's really up to the individual. So I don't know that I would recommend waiting around, but this person is constantly talking to you. They're constantly on your mind. And I feel like your spirit guides also, I'm hearing for some of you guys, this person didn't break the contract, but the contract you made was for you to come into their life to teach them to have more self-worth, to be braver, to go after what they want, because they're in a very distorted energy. They're very scared. They're full of trauma. Is there anything else you guys want me to say? They're telling me that they learned to have more self-worth because of you, because they couldn't believe that anyone like you would even notice them in the first place. They couldn't believe that anyone like you would even give them a chance. And so for them, that has actually, it's kind of gesticulating is the word, but wait, that is not the word, gestating, SAT words. But anyway, I totally messed them up, but that's kind of embarrassing, but gestating. So it's kind of like growing like in a weird way, like sometimes you'll hear about a seed that doesn't sprout at first, and then it does this and then it does that, and then it takes years to reach the surface, or it only blooms at night or something like that. I feel like this person is on the path right now where the seed has been planted, but it will be interesting to see the route it takes. They're kind of on a journey now towards getting that self-worth, but it may not look like that from the outside. It may look like, what the heck are you doing? But I feel like that is the path they're on, and actually they're saying thank you, because you have brought them on that path. You are the one that convinced them that what, maybe I actually am kind of cool, and maybe I do bring a lot to the table, and maybe I'm not this big loser that I thought I was. And so they're really grateful to you, and they're saying thank you, thank you, thank you. They want you to know that. So for some of you, this may have been a soul contract violated, but I also feel like for others, it's happening how it was supposed to. So take it how it resonates. But I do feel like you guys, this is a very faded, beautiful, I don't want to say soulmate, but it's a super faded spiritual love. And I really love seeing it. This is very deep. It's like past life. I do feel like it was faded, soul contract kind of relationship. And yeah, I think this person is in a period of growth, and you're getting really good karma because you've helped this person grow. So as far as their relationship, third party, I almost said temporary relationship, because I feel like it is temporary. I feel like this person is kind of passing through. I don't think they're going to be with this person a long term. That's my opinion. Of course, take what resonates. But the energy is, I really feel like they're going to grow past this distorted energy they're in. And this person, the third party, I don't want to say they're going to get dumped, but that's what comes to mind if I'm being blunt. And I also feel like they're going to be like, you're going back to her, right? Or you're going back to him. They know exactly who you are, and they will be like, I knew it. I knew they were going to go back to them. You are just this huge feature in the relationship. I feel like the third party doesn't bring you up because they don't want to let on to their partner or scare their partner off, but they know about you too. It's funny. They're both checking your social media just in very different ways. The other person, your person, is checking your social media in a very appreciative way and being like, oh, they're so beautiful. And then the third party's checking yours in a very scared, kind of competitive, kind of nervous way. I feel like the third party knows that if you were to snap your fingers, you could get this person back, and they're kind of terrified of that. So really interesting energy, you guys. I'm so curious about this situation, but I'd definitely rather be in your position than anyone else's in this scenario. So please let me know if it resonated, you guys. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. I post videos every few days, so if you want to see more, make sure you're subbed and have those notifications on so you'll find out as soon as I post. But I am sending you guys so much love and light. I love this soap opera vibe. This was like a fun reading to tune into. I should have popped some popcorn beforehand if I'd known it was going to be all this juiciness. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sending you guys love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So if you guys picked this white rose cupcake, this is going to be your reading. They did such great detail on this. It really looks like it's like piped frosting. You know, if you look underneath, especially like just the way they did the petals, it looks like one of those really fancy bakeries or something, and it's soft and kind of fluffy like a cupcake. So it looks really good. So today we are going to do a live shuffle. I really liked how that went last time, so we're gonna do it this time. So anyway, let's see what the cards have to say about how your person feels about you, and then afterwards we'll do how they feel about the third party. But for right now, it's how does Pile 4's person feel about them. So we got the Knight of Cups. We got the Five of Swords. We got the Four of Swords. We got the Knight of Pentacles. Got the Ace of Swords. Wow. A lot of sword energy. So this person and you guys might have a very spiritual or mental connection in the astral realm. They might, as I was saying that, see, I'm telling you guys, sometimes I get people being like, oh, like you pick up the cards in advance or something. It's like, no, I certainly don't. And you guys saw it. This flew out as I was saying. You have a connection in the astral realm psychically, and the High Priestess came out. So confirming you guys do have that kind of connection. And I feel like this person probably dreams about you, or you guys communicate in dreams with the Four of Swords. I'm feeling, honestly, like a really desperate energy, to be honest. How does Pile 4's person feel about them? How do they see them? How do they feel about them? So this person wants to come communicate with you. That's coming in really big with the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords. This person really wants to communicate or reestablish communication. I feel like they already tried to do this through the astral realm. They already are trying to kind of like speak to you there. I feel like this person feels very overwhelmed as to, and we just got the Two of Swords confirming that they do feel overwhelmed when it comes to like knowing what to do or knowing how to proceed here. I feel like they feel very lost, and they feel almost like we got the Devil. It's so funny when I do one of these live readings and it's like the cards fall out. Sometimes I feel like this is the person's energy where they're very supportive and they want to kind of confirm to you. So I like this person's energy so far, where I feel like, you know, they're very cooperative and agreeable, and I like that. And it's like they want to communicate with you very strongly. Maybe they're not always cooperative and agreeable, and the reason they're cooperating is I feel like for so many of them, like they really want you to know how they feel, and they're willing to do it whatever way they can. It's funny because it's in group 2, that person did not want to communicate hardly at all. That energy was like very argumentative, and your people are really just, they're willing to do whatever because they want to communicate with you. They want to be in contact with you, I think directly. I think they would like to be speaking with you like one-on-one, but that's not really an option, I guess. And so they are coming through these readings. So yeah, this is, how else do you feel towards Pile 1? How else do you feel towards Pile 1? So yeah, I was already picking up on this. The Moon. I'm feeling like this person is saying, I don't know, that they miscalculated or they did something wrong, and they're coming through as like apologetic. They're coming through as, I feel like maybe this person, some of them might have lied or cheated, maybe. Maybe that's why it's a third party. But this person is like, they're saying that they really messed up. And I feel like they've already been trying to communicate that to you in the astral realm. and that, I don't know, they're saying you won't listen or that you don't want to hear it. And so maybe you guys are trying to move on with your life. This person's energy feels a little frantic. So sometimes that happens when they sense the other person is moving their energy away. It makes them go into a panic of like, no, you can't leave. And so I don't know. Can we get one more clarifying card? How do they feel towards pile 4? So we got the 6 of Cups. So this person feels like, I feel like this was, I would guess that this person, it's almost like they had a little childhood crush on you, or their feelings towards you were very pure, I feel. I do think they had sexual attraction towards you for sure, and that's coming up, but it's like they wanted everything. Their intentions towards you were more of like the long term, more of the like relationship wanting. Like I feel like this person really likes you, and they're saying that they massively messed up is what they're saying. Like, I don't know what they did. I don't know. But I feel like they did something wrong. They miscalculated, and they're acknowledging it. So actually, let me shuffle this deck. Yeah, I don't know what they did. I'm not sure. They're not really telling me yet what they did. But they're saying that they messed up somehow, and they realize now what a mistake it was. Like at the time, I feel like they were acting recklessly and not thinking things through, and now they're coming into some maturity and acknowledging that it was a huge mistake. So can we also get an energy for how does pile 4 feel about their third party? How do they feel about their third party? Okay, so we got the 5 of Cups, we got the 9 of Cups. How do they feel about their third party? How do they feel about the third party? Okay, the Star reversed. So I feel like they feel like they've gone off track. I feel like they're saying that things were supposed to happen with you. They wanted things to happen with you. And again, I keep hearing mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. It's almost like they don't even want to talk about this third party because they're saying that the third party is not important. We got the Hermit reversed, and we got the 6 of Wands reversed. So it's almost like this, they don't even want to be associated with this third party, I feel. Like they're very focused on you, and I almost feel like they're embarrassed by something that happened with this. Oh my God, I'm having like this little lisp come out. I had a lisp when I was a kid, but I thought it mainly went away until I started doing these tarot readings and listening to it back. But so I feel like they are saying that with oh my God, I don't know what's happening. With this third party, it's like they made some mistake. They're embarrassed. There's some kind of egg on their face. I don't know what this is. I don't know why they would be embarrassed, but they are not wanting to be seen with this person. They want to be seen with you, really. And it's like this third party, they barely want to talk about them. It's almost like they're showing me someone who's embarrassed or hiding, someone who's like apologetic and kind of like shirking away, and not wanting to be seen in that way. So I feel like I don't know what happened with this third party. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of chaotic, but I don't know. Let's get some other cards and see what else is going on with this third party situation. And what were their feelings towards pile 4? So this has been really hard for them, I'm hearing. Temptation. I don't know if this person cheated on you or this person was just disloyal. I don't know. Destiny. That's interesting because we got the Star reversed. I feel like they're saying that you were their destiny and that they screwed it up. They messed it up. And they're really beating themselves up for it. They can't get over it. Spiritual union. So I feel like with you, it felt different. That's what I'm hearing, is it felt different with you. You brought out a side of them that they had never felt before. And I'm hearing that they were weak. They didn't stand their ground. They are telling me that they could have acted differently. They could have handled the situation differently, but they didn't. They gave in to temptation, or they just bungled it. It's almost like, they sabotaged it, or I don't know, they just didn't act right. Like they knew they were supposed to act a certain way and they just didn't for whatever reason. And they're telling me it was a failing on their part and they really regret it. And now they have had to suffer the consequences of their actions. And they're telling me while they accept that and they acknowledge that they deserve it, they really, really regret it. And they are asking you for forgiveness. They have realized that they messed up and they are telling me they suffer for it all the time. What is going on with this third party? How do you feel about the third party? Movements, choices, decisions. How do you feel about this third party? Talk about the third party. See, mental conflict. They don't even want to talk about the third party. They're being very resistant. We got rejoice and celebration, but that's really the Three of Cups, which is the card for a third party. Solitude. Talk about the third party, please. Can you tell us a little bit about the third party? Conflict and defeat. They don't want to talk about it. Memories of love. They keep bringing it back to you. They don't want to even deal with this third party, but we have to. We want to know, how do you feel about the third party? They're telling me it was a mistake and they regret it. So yeah, I don't know what exactly this is or why they are feeling so reluctant to talk about this. I feel like they feel like what they're saying is you are much better than the third party, to be honest. I'm not trying to be harsh or mean and like rank anyone, but that's what they're saying, is like they just see you as so much better. And it's almost like they're embarrassed for you to see how they acted, or you to see them with this person, because they know how much you bring to the table. And it's like you seeing them with this third party, it honestly embarrasses them, where they are just like, oh my God, like they're so lacking, in comparison to you, the third party. Like, I feel like, how it's super petty, but, usually when you have a breakup or something, you want to like win and move on and date someone who's like amazing. Like ideally, if you're a girl, you'd end up dating like Zac Efron or something, or someone like great who everyone would be like, oh my God, wow, you really did well for yourself. And this person is saying it's like the opposite of that. Like they moved on, or they are with, or they cheated with, or whatever this third party is, with someone who's like so beneath you, is what they're saying. And they know that, and they're acknowledging that, and they're telling me that something like this was like a hasty decision or something, and they weren't thinking clearly, and it wasn't something that they like went into, and like consciously chose and were like very clear-headed about. It was like stupid behavior, you know what I mean? Like they weren't thinking correctly, and they're just saying like it was a mistake, basically. I feel like they acted out of haste. They acted, just they didn't think things through, I guess. It was like their brain wasn't part of the equation. So maybe it was cheating, or they just moved on to someone who was like a really bad partner. I don't know, but they decided to date them quickly or something. I don't know, or they were in a bad place mentally and they couldn't like take the time to think it through. So I'm not sure. Sometimes when someone is in heartbreak or someone is really upset, it's almost like they try to strike back, and they'll do it really quick. So maybe if this person felt rejected by you, it was like they were like, well, let me go out and find the next first person to date. And that's how they got in this situation. I don't know. Because I'm not understanding why it happened so fast, and why this person is bringing up speed, and why they don't want to talk about this third party. I don't know. Let's see. So we got the Ace of Swords, but that's reversed. That's interesting that that's reversed. We got the Eight of Wands. We got the the Nine of Pentacles. How do you feel about, one card at a time, Spirit, how do you feel about this third party? Seven of Pentacles. And look, this lady is like running away. So I feel like that's how this person would like to do to the third party. It's like they're just like trying to distance themselves from this situation as much as possible. Yeah, this might have been a situation where it was like a cheating, or something that they didn't intend for you to find out about it. I feel the 8 of Swords as well. So yeah, this person, it's almost like they are asking for forgiveness, or they're just acknowledging also, wow, we just got Justice. So they're acknowledging there's some like karmic debt, or that they made a mistake and they're being punished. We also got the Hanged Man. We also got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this person that they cheated with might have also just not had like their life lined up the way you did. Like maybe you guys have everything kind of arranged, or maybe you guys, I feel like you guys, we got the Queen of Pentacles for you, and I feel like you guys have you know, I feel like they're contrasting you. I feel like with that coming out in the Rider-Waite, and then this coming out in the Romance Tarot, I feel like they're saying that you guys are the Queen of Pentacles and this third party is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I'm feeling like you guys have your ish together. Like you guys are like kind of glowed up. You have a lot of your life is like figured out. I feel like you guys are kind of like responsible. You guys may put a lot of effort into your appearance, or have like makeup, hair, nails on point, or clothing on point, or have a glamorous vibe to you. And it's like this person is comparing that the person that the third party was just could never compare to you, like just does not have it together the way you do. I feel like also you guys have it together mentally. You guys are like responsible. You guys really have a, you know, smart way of like moving about the world. And so they're just saying that this person that they cheated with, we just also got the Queen of Swords reversed. So also they might not be as like smart as you. Like, to be honest, that's also coming out, is like they might not be as smart or as verbally skilled as you. It might even be something where it's almost like, you know, this third party genuinely is really bad at speaking, or has social issues or something like that, where I feel like it's just contrasting to how you really have your life so together and make a really good impression. I feel like this person is saying that they enjoyed the attention. It's almost like they went for a temporary feeling of feeling good, and they sabotaged the long-term stuff. And they're saying that it was so stupid of them to think in those terms. It was so stupid of them to be so short-sighted and to not think things through. I feel like this person gave in to like a temporary sexual attraction, and now it's like they realize the long-term effects of like going after something for one moment. You know, I'm hearing like the phrase, which I know that's a horrible phrase, but it's like a lifetime on the lips. Wait, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips, which is like, I guess, to make people like consider what they're eating or whatever. But the point is like, I'm hearing that it's like it was a moment that's going to affect the lifetime. You know, this person just was acting out of momentary pleasure, and now they've had to deal with the long-term consequences. So they're very apologetic, and they're just telling me that they really made a huge mistake. I feel like, so we just got the 7 of Swords as well. I feel like this person, you know, in their mind, they don't even want to think about this mistake. Like it was just so stupid that they beat themselves up all the time over it. You know, for them, they see you as being so special and so amazing. And I feel like this person that they're with, it's like maybe they felt like around you like intimidated. Like I feel like because you guys are this Queen of Pentacles energy, and you guys bring so much to the table, and you guys, I feel very empowered. Like I feel like you guys are that person that really has your head screwed on straight. Like you guys have this dignity that I'm picking up on, this kind of innate sense of self-worth. Like you guys really are kind of this ideal partner energy. Like you guys are very calm, rational, but loving and nice, but you know your worth. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you guys don't need to play hard to get, because you are hard to get. You guys do bring a lot to the table, and you know it. And I feel like in a way this person got tired of having to, you know, rise to the occasion. It's kind of like when you are playing soccer with like the best of the best. You know, when you're playing soccer with Cristiano Ronaldo, it might be a little bit taxing, and you might look over at, you know, the pickup game with like the bunch of, you know, teenage kids and be like, damn, I wish I was playing there. I'd be scoring way more and I would look like the hero of the game, but instead I have to play with Cristiano and he's got it all figured out and I look like a chump in comparison. I feel like maybe there was something like that where their ego kind of got affected, and it was almost like they started wishing, you know, like, oh, then this person might have come around and given them a little flattery or attention, and it was like they just fell into it, you know. And I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying the mental thought process that was happening for them, where they, you know, it was easy. It was really easy, and so they just went along with it. But this person thinks about you still. They think about you a lot. So you definitely have not left their mind. They definitely are still very, you know, they're regretful. When they think about you, it almost makes them sad because they really realize now what they lost out on. They realize now what a huge mistake they made, and it's almost like they're just beating themselves up. We got deceit, so that's interesting. So yeah, for some of you guys, this may have been a cheating situation, or someone who lied, or I don't know. Like, I mean, there's a lot of deceit cards coming up, so I'm not sure what they lied about. But I feel like there was deceptive energy, and this person is regretting their actions. And yeah, so we got appreciation in the thinking woman. This person is just acknowledging like how smart you guys are and how intelligent and how like stable, and just, you know, I feel like you're just like the woman that has it all, or the man that has it all. Like, you guys are just very wise and, you know, very thoughtful, and this person is really kind of like just in awe that you would even date them anyway. Like, I feel like they still just think of you as being almost out of their league. And we just got Angel of Love reversed. So it's almost like this person thinks back, and I feel like they reminisce a lot about like your body. I feel like they reminisce about your looks, because I feel like you guys bring a lot. Honestly, like, you guys have a very hot, like, sexy energy to you, you know? You guys bring a lot in the bedroom. You guys are very, I feel like, kind of enthusiastic, and, you know, those memories for them are like, they play them on a loop kind of a thing. Like, this person sees you as just very sexy, even if you never ended up in the bedroom with them, and it was like more of a crush situationship kind of thing, early stages. They definitely imagine you in that way. You guys give off that energy. And so this person, it's like, again, this is what I'm saying, is like, you guys have a lot. I feel like you guys are very well-rounded. You're very grounded energy. You're not kind of head in the clouds or overly emotional. And I feel like you would make an ideal partner for a lot of people, because a lot of people want that kind of steady, consistent energy when it comes to marriage. You know, when it comes down time to settle down, you want someone who is grounded, someone who has their head screwed on straight, someone who's really smart, and that's what you guys bring to the table. So this person, I feel like it's like you guys are just like wifey husband material, you know? And so they're kind of acknowledging now what they lost. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why they've taken it so hard, is just because they're like, when am I ever going to find someone like this? Like, never. There's just no chance. Like, what are the odds? Zero. Like, they just feel like they will never be able to find someone who brings as much to the table as you. Can we get more clarification for how do they feel about pile 4? How do they feel about pile 4? Envy. Okay. How do they feel about pile 4? How do they feel about pile 4? Okay, we got rest and rejuvenate reversed. So again, this person might be communicating to you during your sleep and in your dreams. Caring connections reversed. I feel like this person, you know, I feel like they really think about you being with other partners now. Like, it really drives them crazy. And they feel like they caused that. They opened the window to that, or they opened the door to that. And it's like, it just drives them up a wall that that's something that they allowed in, they brought in, because it's like, it's their fault. They can't even get mad at you or blame someone else because they know that they were the ones that really messed things up. But I feel like this person does definitely come to you through your dreams, and they definitely try to kind of come into your energetic field even in waking hours as well. So I do feel like this person definitely is strongly kind of trying to manifest you. Sorry guys, I got majorly interrupted, but as I was saying, so this person just, they have a ton of jealousy for anyone who's around you. They felt very super drawn to you. I feel like they still have this desire to come towards you, still haven't like fully given up on it with strategy coming out. I still feel like there's a part of their brain that is constantly thinking about ways to get you back, what they can do, how they could prove you wrong or prove that they, they do deserve you or that they've changed. Can I get more cards for pile 4 and how they feel about the third party? How do they feel about the third party? How do they feel about their third party? How do they feel about the third party? So we got community. So maybe this person is someone they knew from like a friend circle or something like that. Woman holding a heart. The temple path reversed. I feel like, again, there's this concern they have with like, they almost like door to value reversed. I feel like this person maybe is financially not as well off as you, or just doesn't present that way. Like maybe they just look messy or something, but there is this idea that like they're almost embarrassed, or they don't want everyone to know that they moved on with this person, or that, they don't want you to know in particular, I feel like. But it's like, I guess there's just a contrast because they were like so proud to be seen with you. Like they were just so excited to, have everyone know that you guys were together. And now it's like, now they're definitely not as proud. They're definitely not just wanting to like show off to the whole world. There's definitely a part of them that is kind of like not wanting everyone to know in the same way. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this person cheated and kind of tried to hide it from everyone, or was in a relationship, or it could have been that they cheated and like their friends knew, but they didn't want you to know. But there's this aspect of them being aware of other people's kind of knowledge of the situation. So let me get some more cards about this situation, about pile 4's situation. Okay. And how they feel about pile 4. So we got maturity for you. That makes sense. Sexuality and the divine feminine. I think the sexuality was upright. So any more cards? Spiritual maturity. So I feel like this person is really focused on trying to grow and acknowledging that they do know they needed to grow and that they made a mistake and that they were immature. And so that's something they're majorly kind of focused on, is like growth in that arena and becoming like a better person, becoming, oh my God, I just pulled reparenting yourself. So maybe they had some kind of trauma or issues from childhood, or just, bad habits, bad ideas that they needed to work through. And so I feel like that's something that they are working on now. And they want you to know that, because again, your opinion is very important to them. They have a ton of respect for you, and they do see you as the divine feminine. So it's like, for them, they are definitely wanting you to be aware of this growth they've gone through, and definitely wanting you to be aware that like they're working on themselves, they're trying to fix things, and that hopefully they're moving in a positive direction. That's how they want you to see things. So I also feel like with maturity card, a lot of times for me, that also represents like that this person really does check in on you a lot energetically. They're very much still invested in you, and they're very much still checking on your social media, and I think just spiritually and like emotionally and energetically checking in with you. Like I feel like this person, again, we got so many cards that have to do with dreaming and spiritual communication during sleep. So I feel like this person is for sure like you guys are communicating in dreams, or this person is thinking about you a lot, just all the time. Like when they're listening to music, when they're doing anything, I feel like they are thinking about you. Let me get some more cards. How do they feel about the third party? How do they feel about the third party? How does pile 4's person feel about the third party? Okay, we got self-respect. How do they feel about the third party? How do they feel about the third party? Intimacy. How do they feel about the third party? See, I feel like this person doesn't even want to talk about the third party. They get very like reluctant when I bring up this third party. It's really funny. Oh, we got the distorted feminine. Wow, okay. So I feel like this person, they just keep contrasting you with this third party. It's really funny because it's like, this makes no sense in a way. Like, so why did you cheat, or why are you with this person if you have such a low opinion of them? Like, it really doesn't make much sense. You know what I mean? Like, no one's forcing you to be in this situation, but they just keep contrasting. Their opinion of you is like up here, and their opinion of this person is like down here. It's actually kind of harsh. Like, I'm like, oh my God. But I feel like if you kind of have had a talk of like, I don't understand why, they're with them. Like, maybe I don't understand why he's with her. Like, he could do so much better. Or I feel like I brought so much to the table, and, this girl just kind of seems like such a mess, or something like that. I don't know. I mean, like one of those really honest girl talk moments or something. I feel like this person is acknowledging that they know the same thing. And it's almost like, for them, they're kind of like racking their brain as to why they made that choice as well. Like, they also don't understand why they chose this decision. They also are kind of going through a like, what the oops guys, I accidentally cursed, so we're gonna redo it for YouTube, trying to keep it PG. But I feel like they're in a bit of also like a WTF, oh my God, what did I do kind of moment. Like, they don't really understand it either. They are as baffled as you. I feel like almost, I wouldn't be surprised if they had been drunk or something like that, because I feel like they weren't really thinking super clearly. Like, I don't feel like they were operating with like full clarity or something. I feel like they were very much kind of operating in the moment. They were thinking very short term. This isn't something that they like planned out and were like, you know what? I feel like this is a really great idea. I definitely want to pursue this relationship long term, and this is just a great move for me. It was just something that I almost feel like it just happened, which obviously we know things don't just happen, and you don't just like randomly sleep with someone with, like against your will or something. Like, it doesn't just happen to you. Obviously there are cases of like coercion and stuff, which is totally messed up and not what I'm talking about. But like, I feel like in this case, this person, it's like they don't understand why they made that choice, so maybe they were drunk, or maybe there was something where they just were not thinking straight, is what they're saying. Like, they just didn't think this through. And I also feel like they just didn't really understand the consequences. Like, I feel like there was a big part of them that was hoping that this could be no big deal. And maybe this is where the deceit and the concealment aspect comes in, where I feel like they kind of, once they had kind of realized what they did, they may have tried to conceal it, or they may have tried to like prevent you from finding out about it. And it's only because, again, they have so much respect for you. I hate to say that, because it's like, I hate to say someone respects you so much, so they're lying about cheating on you. Like, obviously that's such a messed up, horrible thing to do. But I think that, as far as their feelings for you, they have a ton of respect. They do. I know their actions didn't show it, but it's like they acted in a super dysfunctional way, but it doesn't accurately convey their thoughts towards you. So just understand that this person, like, they are apologizing, I think, for the level of disrespect that they showed, and also for being involved with anyone else, especially someone that they keep mentioning like just doesn't compare to you and will never compare to you, and that you guys bring so much to the table. And they're saying that this third party, it's almost like I feel like this third party, they consider them a mistake or almost like a placeholder, like they just were temporarily like it's like an entanglement, as Jada Pinkett Smith said, you know, but you were like the main story. And for them, they are now living with the consequences. So even though you were the main story, like you're no longer anymore, I guess, in their life, like actively, although they still think of you as that, but you know what I mean? Like you have left their life and you've kind of shut the door on them, and so they are now acknowledging the consequences. I feel like this person, you know, they do beat themselves up. They are in an energy of like, how did I get myself into this? And like that they've lost this amazing gift that they had. So for them, there's definitely just this energy of like constant I feel like I want to say self-recrimination. I don't know if that's not the right word, but that's what keeps coming to mind. Or just like like beating themselves up. Like they just keep going after themselves mentally about like, how could you do this? Why did you do this? You're so stupid. So I feel like this person is going to have to like work on all of this. And that might be why they're on a journey towards self-respect and towards reparenting themselves, because I feel like they did need to become more mature. And it's like, yes, of course, you know, people make mistakes, but you also have to take responsibility for your actions and learn not to sabotage your life or blow up your life. This could have been like self-sabotage or something where this person, you know, did this, or it was like they wanted to make you mad in the moment. Or again, maybe because you guys come off as so grounded and so in control and so like strong that it's almost like they wanted to provoke a reaction from you. They wanted to see you get all heated and get all mad and be like, no, they're mine. And of course, that's not how you guys reacted. You were like, okay, deuces, bye. And now this person's like, oh, that really backfired. And it's like, yeah, and it did. And you're the one who brought it on yourself, and you look stupid now. And so I feel like this person is kind of realizing that. They're kind of recognizing that, and that they really messed up. And they do feel a little bit sorry for themselves about like the fact that they're stuck with this third party, I feel. I mean, whether that's valid of having a pity party for yourself, like, oh, I cheated and now I have to be with the person or whatever. I don't know. I mean, take what resonates and, you know, apply it to your situation. But I feel like this person is a little bit feeling sorry for themselves, just a little bit. They don't want you to know that, because again, this person is trying to become like more of a strong person for you. Like they are trying to work towards more of your energy, where I feel like you guys are the strong type who really take responsibility for your lives, are very proactive, do a good job like managing your life. And so this person is very much aware of that, and they try to present to you that they are responsible as well. And that's another reason I think why they're so embarrassed that this really fell through the cracks. But they definitely visit you a lot. I feel like the connection they had with this third party was more sexual and was more about that physical connection. Whereas with you, I definitely feel like it's more of a spiritual, emotional, astral plane type of connection. And so they brought up multiple times that they visit you there. And I feel like they definitely look at your social media. They definitely keep tabs of you and like listen to songs that remind them of you and that kind of a thing. So I definitely feel like you guys also visit each other in dreams, and that you guys for sure, you know, you probably already know kind of how they're feeling, but I feel like you guys don't choose to like entertain it when you don't want to. Like you guys are very much in control, which I love. I love to see a woman or a man who is really in their power. And I feel like you guys don't necessarily give in to like, oh, I feel so bad about myself. And then you guys aren't a pushover like that. I'm a Pisces, so I am a pushover, and that little shtick has worked on me many times. Not many times, but a few times where I have like been like this gullible clown that just, you know, was like, oh my God, I know, I feel so bad for you. But the thing is, someone can really be feeling bad, and they can bring you a lot of their emotions that may very well be sad, but it doesn't mean that they're deserving of a second chance, or that, you know, they've really taken full responsibility or any of those things. So I think it's really smart that you guys seem very balanced and in control. Like you guys don't seem like you're just these pushovers that are going to believe whatever they tell you. And I think that's really smart. I would love to see this person continue on their growth path, and I really would not be surprised if they come towards you again and present you with another offer, or try to make something happen with you, because I do think that, again, their mind has not moved off of you. Is there anything else you want me to tell pile 4? Is there anything else you want me to tell pile 4? They're telling me just that they're sorry. They feel really embarrassed. They keep talking about how embarrassed they are. And it's almost like they just... Yeah, it's almost like a little kid that's like super embarrassed that they got like disciplined in front of the whole school or something by the principal, and now they're just like sulking, or feeling sorry for themselves and just kind of like not wanting to talk, not wanting to go on and pour out their feelings. They're just kind of sad and like just sitting in the corner alone, kind of a vibe. So yeah, I feel like this person probably did something to deserve this, or they're feeling this way for a reason. So it's good that they are taking accountability, but definitely they need to continue on that growth towards maturity. And yeah, I guess you guys at least can feel smug that you guys won, because you guys definitely won. I know that's like not the most mature attitude, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this person is aware that you guys really are kind of this one that got away, or this kind of queen energy that they're going to have a really hard time, or king energy that they're going to have a really hard time replicating. So I really hope that helps you guys. I felt some weird energy come into this reading, so I smudged, and the smudge like started burning like crazy, and it like there's smoke everywhere, so I'm having a hard time breathing. So I'm gonna have to cut this just a little bit short, but I honestly think we got everything I asked them, and they really didn't have anything else to say. So I think that pretty much covers it. So this was a really great energy to tune into, you guys. Please let me know if you liked it. Let me know if it resonated in the comments. I really love hearing your comments and your input. So let me know your thoughts, guys, and also make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to be notified, make sure the notifications are on, you guys. And I am sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.